Alright, recording
Better.
now. So, gang, it's Skulls of Scardale. It's been a while since we played. 2 weeks, I think.
Yes. Session number.
Actually, I can probably give you an exact number. One sec. Session number 36.
Nice.
We've almost been playing for a whole year.
We've been playing for more than a year.
Oh, my computer's beeping at me and telling me there's a winter storm on the way. Thank you, computer. So, last time.
Was last time the
Uh,
fight?
Yes. It sounds like Lee remembers.
Okay.
Recap.
Austin.
Go, Austin.
Sorry, I already rolled it.
Last session on Dragon Ball Z. The party gathered an army and marched to Razmiria. What's the place called? Not Razmiria.
It doesn't actually have a name. It's just
The Razmir Nation.
Yes. The cult of Razmir's territory.
They should have a name for their territory.
Boom. New Razmiran.
We marched to New Razmir, and
That's a weird name.
Austin turns into a cat.
with the Razmirian soldiers, we laid siege to the Dragon Cult's forces, while the party in our airship charged the leader of the Dragon Cult. Through dispelling magic on him and dimensional anchoring him, we made quick work of him, executing him and then subjugating his dragons. And then we crushed the rest of the fortress.
And then the dragons were also executed.
Yes.
Later.
Mm-hmm. After they were used to win the war.
The party had seized the Black Dragon mask. Are you keeping it on your person, or are we locking it away?
I have it.
Okay, you have it on your person then.
Mm-hmm.
Basilius, taking his role as main character, grabs the very important thing and holds it.
I mean, I'm down for any other party member to have the mask, but
No, I'm just goofy. But the party, it is the. One sec, let's see what day it is. It's the 22nd of Mirthal, and the party has until the 30th of Mirthal, which is the day that the summit will occur.
mm-hmm.
Do you understand what I mean by summit now, Lee?
Yes, I do.
Yay. Alright. The party is eating dinner after arriving from their battle. Everyone is fully rested. Make sure you are fully rested and all your spells reset. And you are left with a day open in front of you. Basilius only weighs 124 pounds, by the way.
What? That's wrong.
Which is what it says. Which I think is weird, because that's 50 pounds less than me. Well, I still weigh more than Basilius. Even after his adjustment. Basilius is a twink.
I don't know. Basilius is very fit now.
Yeah.
Athletic.
He's 5'8".
Basilius is 5'8".
Silas is 5'8"?
Yeah.
Yes.
Grim is 6'5" because he's a freak.
Wow.
Azrael is 5'11".
Mm-hmm. Basilius is slightly below average.
Ryochi is 5 foot. Alice is 5'4".
Zarab is.
He'd probably be like 5'6", 5'7".
He's short king.
No, it's pretty average.
Oh, are humans shorter in this world?
You can literally look on the world anvil. The average height for a human is anywhere between 5'4" and 5'10".
Oh yeah, so that means the average male human height on Arella is 5'6".
Yep.
Pretty short.
Because we're not quite at the level of healthcare where humans can be significantly healthier than normal.
Well, we'd be descendants of humans that were significantly even more healthy than humans from Earth. So we
True.
should, in theory, have the genes to be much taller.
It's true, but that also has stopped, and it's been 3,000 years since anything like that has ever occurred. So it's sort of a regression back to the original human state. Soon we'll get large. So, gang, you just finished your breakfast. It's the 23rd of Mirthal, because this is the morning after the battle. It is a quiet morning.
How far?
When the breakfast ends, Alice picks up Katarina and takes her into another room. Oh, the dog. Forgot about him. He's having a great time. Him and Katarina are good friends. Now, while you guys do important business stuff, Alice is going to to your daughter.
So
So, you cut off if you said anything else.
no, I'm just thinking.
Okay.
Uh,
Well, you guys are sitting there. You guys want to chat?
Have we talked about
just thinking.
the general plan of trying to find the dragon god to activate the mask?
Presumably we have.
But the party still has no fucking clue how that's gonna happen.
We've mentioned we can if you prepare your planar binding magic, we can give it a shot sometime soon.
I do have a dimensional anchor, and I can learn that one spell that allows me to commune with extraplanar creatures.
I don't think we should anchor the creature we summon. I think it would be more amicable to be. We want a favor of it, not a demand. Forcibly binding a servant of. What was the god's name?
It's been a while that's been in chat. I forgot myself.
The weakest creature that you could summon that could commune would be. Let's see. Planar binding. Here it is. Planar binding, 6th level spell. Oh, you can even cast that.
Lesser planar binder. He can.
Oh, lesser planar binding? Alright. Yep, here it is. Lesser planar binding is a 5th level spell. Wait, it's not even a cleric spell.
What?
It's not a cleric spell.
Oh yeah, the plan was to have Ryochi grant the ability to cast it to.
Oh yeah, because he's 10th level now, because we can grant half his level.
Mhm.
So we'd give you the spell, then you would cast... lure a creature from another plane to a specifically prepared trap. You must use magic circle focused inward.
You don't have to, but if you don't do that, the creature can just leave.
Let's see... You can then attempt to compel the creature to perform a service either by convincing it, either by describing the service and offering a reward, or trying to convince it using charisma. A process can be repeated until the creature promises to serve, or breaks free, or you can decide to get rid of it. Impossible demands or unreasonable commands are never agreed to. If you roll a natural 1, the creature immediately disappears. Let's see. You can summon a creature equal to
We can summon a Cassian Angel.
a creature. Let's see, with up to 6 hit dice or less.
A Cassian Angel would be the easiest to do. It has 2 hit dice and commune. We have to find a Cassian Angel that serves Konagarix.
Angels don't serve Konagarix.
Aren't angels lawful good?
Angels are neutral good.
Oh yeah. Oh yeah. Wait. It was
You need to summon Archons.
What was the Archon? There should be like a level 1 for each thing with commune.
The creature has to be lawful good.
There you go. Harbinger Archon.
Okay, yeah, you can summon a Harbinger Archon. And attempt to summon one. Using Lesser Planar Binding if you want to prepare a space for that.
Did... Yeah, at Azrael.
Yep.
Okay, where would you like to do this? Just here in the middle of the kitchen or the dining room?
Somewhere probably private.
Actually, I'll ask Dragon Girl,
Sol Siobhan?
Siobhan, yeah. I know she said the gold dragon would never agree. I'd ask her if she knows anything of the other 2 dragon gods.
She knows of Konagarix. She can tell you a little bit about him.
Mm-hmm.
Okay, she'll tell you that. One sec. Draconic gods, Telic, Konagarix. So, Konagarix is the guardian of magic and the ancient study of draconic magic, both arcane and divine. He's one of the only draconic gods that actually has a realm in the cradle. He lives in the Weaveheart. He's the god of silver dragons, arcane divine magic, hidden places, magical secrets. He spends his days studying magic, refining his abilities, and studying the various planes of the cradle and locations of power. His silver dragonflight is tasked with scouring the world for artifacts and bringing them out of the material plane and to his realm.
In your time, have you met any worshippers of Konagarix?
She nods and says, before the metallic dragons were cast away from the Imperium, yes, I had many friends that were silver dragons who worshipped him.
I know you said, you and your god would likely not be willing to help us with our plan. Do you think Konagarx would be so adverse to it?
She looks like she's thinking for a bit and says, I am unsure. I do not know him well. I only know what has been said of him. His servants are looking for the dragon masks, but it's likely only to keep them out of mortal hands. Konagarix is, he is untrusting of mortals using magic. He does not trust the mortal races with the gift given to us by our great ancestor.
May make it more difficult. Thank you for the information. Right, yeah. Might work, might not, who knows? I mean, at worst, this alerts Konagurx and his servants that the dragon armies have the mask, and
They probably
might-
know. Yeah.
yeah, what they probably know, but like the specific location of the masks, right? Like we know camps here, here, and here probably have masks.
Yep.
Which could be a boon, or maybe he gets angry that we even have a mask.
I think most likely we just get angry when I have one.
I don't know. Seems kind of unreasonable to have take that stance, especially as like a good aligned god.
He is lawful good.
Mhm.
It's his alignment.
I think if he was like chaotic good, it might be more likely that he'd freak out about it and curse us for like even trying to bring a plan to him. But I don't think a lawful good god would.
I mean,
be
the
like
masks are pure evil.
Yes.
They
But the plan is to
they
gather
only-
them
I was
to
gonna say,
destroy them.
They only exist to enslave dragons,
Mhm.
and
They
together, they could, in theory, summon Tiamat, although she's dead. At least that's what they originally were used for, to break the fabric between planes and pull Tiamat out of the Nine Hells, is where she was.
Is she completely like erased from the existence time?
Well, the reason that the chromatic gods exist is because when she died, she broke apart into all the different colors.
Mhm.
And the reason Bahamut, the lord of metallic dragons, is dead is because Tiamat killed him and ripped him into the 5 pieces. The 5
Somehow.
metallic dragon fights.
All right. Well, yeah. Let's go to the top of the mountain and summon a Archon. Smiley face emoji.
Okay, do we just go to we're going to the meditation place?
Yep, it's a good place to commune. I like it. It's chill.
It is where you and Talek do most of your training.
Mm-hmm.
I wonder what Talek's doing right now.
He's just vibing.
Probably epic Jedi stuff.
He's in his
Chopping
own
people's arms off.
He's on his own side story right now.
Yes.
Chopping bandits' arms off.
Let's see. I'm trying to find the meditation spot.
You
Did I not make a map for it?
did.
Where is it?
I don't know. I can't see the map list. Because my training with... Wait, did you not transfer the map?
I don't remember us ever being there since we started Foundry.
Guess not. That's when Talek, like... That's when the mansion was built. And we really stopped using the meditation spot.
Alright,
Other than in the roleplay scenes.
new meditation spot.
The area back here seems decent.
I already have it done.
Oh, never mind then.
I think he's fast as fuck, boy. No vision.
I know.
Oh, wow.
Saved. Boom. So did it pull you away for 1 second? There you go.
Oh, it has the inner chamber for.
I know,
He
I
switched
said
you
I
in the
needed to
back.
I needed to pull you away for a second, then pull you back.
Oh, okay.
You guys should be loading in now.
Oh, Grim doesn't even have an aura anymore.
Have a what?
Grim doesn't have an aura anymore.
He's not a worshiper anymore, right?
Mhm.
I mean, it's not really relevant, but alright.
Oh no, I was just musing.
Okay, we arrive at the new improved meditation spot.
Mm-hmm.
Once I did not spawn you in the water. Okay, tell me when you're loaded in. Still waiting for
Loaded.
the...
I'm loaded.
Loaded.
Oh, you're loaded? It says you're not. Okay.
Yeah, it still shows you inside the inner sanctum for me.
Alright, you arrive at the secluded meditation spot on top of the nearby hill. This water is like literally like half a foot deep, so you can easily just step through it or just jump.
I float over. All right. Let's do it here. Seems like as good a spot as any. Then so we're at Ryoshi. Are you coming?
Yes. I mean, do you want me to come?
Yes. Come on. Gesher's over at you, waiting for you to join the group.
Oh, I'm not in the right place.
Yep, that's what I thought.
That's why I didn't.
Why did you keep switching us?
I have to actually pull him there. There you go. Now you're
What
there.
No,
is
he-
happening?
You can switch to the active map at any time.
There you go.
He was joining when you kicked him away.
Yeah.
That's actually, yeah. There you go.
Also, I'm retraining some stuff. I don't know if you remember Discordant Voice, Austin. I'm getting Discordant Voice as a fee and changing Noble Scion of War.
Wow. -6 to initiative.
Yeah, but plus 1d6 to every attack you guys make while I'm
Mhm.
performing.
Remember, you cannot retrain back into that. That is gone forever if you lose it.
Really?
You coming
Oh,
over?
Noble
You
Scion?
coming, Lee, or what?
Yes.
I don't even think you can retrain that because that's one of the locked-in feats. Once you take it, it's
It is?
there. Yeah, because it's a background feat basically.
It's a background feed?
It's you have to take if you take it, it has to be at level 1. And it's not really something you can't unlearn your history.
If it's a feat that is required to be level 1 to take, you cannot retrain out of it.
Okay, I'm gonna retrain Spell Penetration then. Fuck Spell Penetration.
Okay, just don't forget to give you your old feedback.
Yeah.
Yeah, I got it.
Everyone's watching you. It's now been like a minute. Oh, you're on the.
I don't know where the fuck I am.
Switch to the meditate. Tinky keeps fucking with your maps.
I did it once, and he's been gone for 10 minutes.
No. You did it once, and then he started loading the meditation slot, and as he started loading it, you kicked him to another map again.
You know, if he hadn't taken 5 minutes to do it before, I wouldn't have felt the need to do it for myself. Here you go, Lee. You may join the gang if you wish. Ryochi's in the shade. He's having a great time. Let's see how long it takes for Lee to find his character. Yeah, I'm seeing it. Up
I
there.
know.
Okay, there you go. I was just following his mouse with mine.
I'm here.
Alright, let's do it here.
Me here?
Azrael here.
For symmetry.
Where am I supposed to go?
There you go.
You need to you need to whisper in Azrael's ear to do the ability. So
Okay.
get right up on him.
Ryochi climbs Azrael.
Lick his ear.
Gross.
It doesn't feel great. You got a weird fox tongue.
It's coarse for some reason.
Do foxes have like the cat tongue thing?
They do.
Oh, so it's like very rough and coarse. Like
Kitsune
sandpaper.
have cat tongues. Ah, they probably give terrible head.
Probably.
Alright. You share with Azrael an infernal secret. Azrael, you now have the ability to cast once. Lesser Planar Binding.
Yep. Cast it.
Okay. You wave your hands. And chant something in Celestial, which you know that you knew before. And poof. There is a silver shining light and a swirl. And what appears is a creature that does not originally look like a creature. It looks like an orrery. You know what an orrery is?
Nope.
Well, you'll see when I summon it. One second.
Alright.
It's tiny sized. There's a flash of light, and this mechanical mechanism appears. There is some beeping, and it sort of swirls slightly. Where am I?
In Celestial, I'll say,
Oh,
greetings.
it speaks in a language that you all understand.
I will speak to it in Celestial.
I was like, it's a Celestial and an Archon, so it speaks all languages. It has true speech.
Yes, I speak to it in Celestial though, because that's goodwill. Greetings, Archon. We have summoned you in an attempt to offer service to the gods.
He sort of swirls. It's hard to see what he's looking at because he doesn't have a face. But the planets within him, he looks like a big an orrery is basically a
Planetarium.
A planetarium, yeah. It has like the sun and then all the planets are in the Masatha system, which is the system that Aral is in. You can actually see from looking at the orrery, you see the sun in the center of the system, and then the third planet from the sun, or actually no, the planet closest to the sun is actually covered in a cradle, and all the other planets are
Destroyed.
Not destroyed, but they are gray orbs. They are like not decorated or designed. It sort of floats and says, "You have summoned me to do service. What is your service?" He motions with a sort of gaseous hand at Azrael.
I'll just look over to Basilius.
We wish to be able to beseech. When we did this, he attempted to summon like specifically a servant of Konagarix, right? Not just
Yeah, of course.
some random
Well,
Yeah,
harbinger.
of
well,
course.
Archons serve all the lawful gods.
Okay. In an attempt to speak to Konagarix, we have an artifact I believe he would wish to obtain, and we have means to access more.
Indeed. I could commune with Konagarix if that is required.
Yes, we would appreciate that.
Alright, I gotta see if there's something that he charges.
If
Harbinger
I
Archon, let me see.
an original proverb recited during the summoning.
Alright. He says, if you can share with me an original piece of art, preferably a vocal one, such as a poem or proverb, I will aid you.
Looks at Ryochi.
Excuse me. What did he say?
He wants you to sing to him or give him a poem. Something original.
Okay. Ryoichi will like look at Basilius and be like, right now on the spot?
Yes.
If
Okay.
you're able to. I'm sure any of the works you've sung before could work.
Ryoichi will try to come up with something.
This is
original.
when it's revealed that Reichi's been plagiarizing this entire time.
What happened? Sorry, I had to jump off for a half sec.
The Harbinger Archon is demanding an original piece of art, specifically vocal art, as an offering.
Oratory should give him a poem.
Ryuichi, start singing some.
Well, actually, a better one would be oratory to make a poem.
Yeah, Ryuichi, this is more your field of expertise.
Do perform oral.
That caught me off guard. Just imagine
So,
an Archon saying that out loud.
Please perform
Single
for me
or
orally.
oratory? It can be either?
It can be either, as long as it's an original piece of art that the Archon likes.
Ryuichi will start singing about their battle with the dragon.
Alright, give me perform sing. Alright. You sing for maybe a minute and a half.
Here you go.
And the Archon whirs and says, "Excellent." I don't know what that reference is for. I was gonna put the Dragon Tales theme.
No.
He says, "Excellent singing, mortal. For this I will offer you one commune."
Yo, that's Pog.
The orrery sort of whirs and twirls before shining its light right here. And then there is a flash of silver light, and the head appears of a dragon. It's going to commune with Konagarax. Let me just actually put the art for it on there.
I love how it just looks like some generic dragon.
I mean, he's the most generic silver dragon. He's the god of silver dragons.
That's funny. Yeah, that's true.
Alright.
Oh, he's so tiny.
That's because
Well, it's just a head.
It's just his head.
Do you imagine?
Tiny head.
It's essentially
Do you
like
imagine
it's essentially
a
like
summoning-
the Archon is like projecting a hologram of the dragon.
Do you imagine having a full-size dragon overlooking the town? How freaked out the people would be.
Well, no one can see it except for the people in the spell.
Oh, okay.
Alright,
I
let's get
think-
some more fitting music. You are
This is
literally,
where-
you are literally calling upon a god.
Yes. I love that we use a 5th level spell to summon a creature to replicate a 5th level spell.
Okay? There's a
Just
flash
doing-
of light, and a silver light shines before two piercing blue eyes poke through, and then the rest of a head. It sort of looks around, getting its surroundings, and then looks at the Archon. I see. He turns towards you four. Greetings, mortals. Why have you called my spirit here?
Greetings, Lord Spellweaver. We are but humble lords of a region under invasion by the dragon, by the Imperium.
He nods.
Uh,
I am aware of your presence.
From what we understand, we do not know much of the dragon pantheon, but we understand you have domain over powerful magics and a great interest in great artifacts of great power. The cult of the dragons have infiltrated our humble land and possess the 5. What are they called specifically? The 5 masks of dragonkind.
Indeed, he says. My
Ah.
agents are currently trying to recover them.
I will draw the mask from my coat. We have obtained one such mask so far, and are working with the nations of the Scardale to attempt to recover the rest. I wish to offer a deal to you. The masks hold much power that we cannot grasp without the boons of a dragon god. If I could so humbly request the power to use the masks, we could gather them, and once the dragons are repelled, return all 5 masks to you to destroy or keep safe from humanity.
He looks at you and says, "And you believe that you are worthy of wearing this artifact?"
I do not believe it is my place to deem myself worthy or unworthy of such an act. That is why we have called upon one such being worthy.
I know of you, Basilius, and that of your companions.
You would know that I would never break a promise of this magnitude.
Indeed. But I do not believe that it is my choice to grant such a promise, he says. This thing you hold, enslavement of a dragon, is one of the ultimate evils to my kind. We are ancient and eternal, and such creation, such of things made by mortal kind. He motions with a claw at the mask. The mask was not made by us, but by mortals who served Tiamat, and then betrayed her. Despite my mother's ignorance and attitude, I still appreciate and love her, as do all within this family. He says, I believe that you would return the masks to me, and I will grant you such ability if you swear to not enslave dragons with the masks.
Ah,
Out of character, I can see this as a fair trade off.
it is a pretty fair trade-off. We essentially trade the ability to enthrall dragons for the other powers of the mask.
And the only times we're ever going to use them is that if we can somehow manage to yoink them off the dude the minute we fight the dragons. So
Mhm.
I see this as a really good trade.
I will accept those terms. I swear, should we receive your blessing, none of us, nor any affiliates of ours, shall use the power to enslave dragonkind. And upon the retrieval of, upon the completion, the repulsion of the Imperium from this country, we will return the masks to you. To do as you see fit.
Then it is done, and you have my blessing.
And bow my head slightly.
I follow. I do the same.
The Archon swirls and whirls slightly and says, "That is the first question.
Oh shit! Yeah.
You still have 5 more questions. Would you like to
Oh,
continue?"
Hold on, give us a minute.
I believe that is all. Unless actually no.
We could probably ask him
do you
about...
have any investment in the repulsion of the Imperium? I'm sure you're aware of what role is Siobhan in our country? She's our
Counselor.
Counselor. I'm sure you're
Wait, no,
aware.
she's the warden. Ryochi's the counselor.
I think he was gonna speak.
Oh,
Oh. He says, "I am aware of her." She says, "However, my vision is limited. I have decided to keep myself separated and join the terms of the God Peace in order to safeguard my hoard of artifacts somewhere else. My vision is limited on this plane, only seeing what is related to my domain or what my followers bring to me. There are silver dragons at work within Scardale and within Chondath as a whole, working in secret to slow the Imperium. If you seek a more active role, seek out my brother and sister, Halaselexia and Kairos Dormu. The gold and copper aspects. They would be able to aid you more than I. Now that I have agreed, it is impossible for me to leave.
There's question 2.
For even I have a master.
Oh yeah.
The anonymous weaver, Bara. Lord of all magic.
Kinky. Well, if any of your worshippers in Scardale seek a place to help with the wars, Scardale will be safe to them. What's it called? The Devout Pact will be a safe place for them to aid against the threats.
Were you thinking of the word asylum?
Yes.
Yes. He says, I am sure by now they know. He says, if that is all, I will leave you to it.
I'll nod.
Does anyone else have anything to say before the Archon stops transmitting?
Grim asks how to woo a dragon. I think that's it for.
All right. The Archon flickers and slows whirring, and the hologram of Konagarix flickers and fades away.
I still love, like, that's the first question.
that was really funny.
It was such like a touching moment since the music in the background made it more emotional.
He says, that is my service complete. Is there anything else you request before I return?
Silius turns around.
No, thank you. Thank you for offering us your service. And he bows to the Archon.
All right, he says. Goodbye. The Archon, with a flash of light, disintegrates and fades away.
Cast Disintegrate on self.
I mean,
Basilius
it would do the same thing, basically. Because he can't die outside of his home realm.
Basilius kind of floats down from this platform, turning towards the... Well, he draws the mask. Let us work on getting the rest of these. I will don the mask.
Alright, so, by wearing the black mask of Dragonkind, you cannot use its Dominate Monster ability.
No.
Well, technically you can, but you'd be breaking the deal. You gain plus 10 resistance to acid. Do you already have acid resistance from another source?
No.
Then you gain plus 10 resistance to acid, that is it. You gain your charisma bonus to your AC as a shield bonus. Because you really need more AC, actually.
Oh, wait, I do have acid resistance.
You do?
Mm-hmm.
Okay, then you gain immunity to acid.
Oh.
And if you already had immunity to acid, you would heal from acid.
Gotcha.
You gain your charisma bonus to AC, so you no longer need to wear your +2 steel shield that gives you +4.
Mm-hmm.
Because it just literally doesn't stack with the mask.
It's not. It's only a small increase for AC.
So yeah, you would need to. Your AC is still calculating both.
It's not calculated. It's only calculating the shield right now. I'm gonna fix it in a sec.
All right.
Oh, you actually added +6. Here we go. Wait. Add at abilities.ca.mod. Oh, that was in caps.
Yep, that's 60.
That should be right.
Nope, because it's still calculating the shield and the mask. They're both a shield bonus.
There you go.
There you go. Next. You gain the ability to speak Draconic.
I already have that.
You gain a +5 to any charisma checks related to black dragons. You gain dark vision to 60 feet, or an additional 60 feet if you already have it.
So 120.
And once per day, you can get blind sight 30 feet for 5 minutes.
Yes.
If you have a breath weapon that is once per day, it instead becomes once every 1d6 turns. Which I don't believe you have a breath weapon.
Nope.
All right, I'm back.
Welcome back. So now we need to get another match for Ryochi to give him +8 AC.
I think
That would make his-
Ryochi technically would have benefited the most from the mask.
Oh yeah, I suppose we could give it to him straight up.
Yeah, like I don't see a problem with giving him the black one.
Clashes with his aesthetic.
Ryochi, what do you think?
I'm doing my spell book. What does the mask do?
The mask gives you your charisma to AC. The
Yeah,
ability
that's a lot.
the ability to understand Draconic.
Which I don't speak.
DC acid resist 10,
Mm,
and
good.
bonuses to charisma checks when related to black dragons.
That sounds great.
Mm-hmm.
Would you like to give it to him?
Where's? Yeah, I suppose he can take it.
All right, let me drag it over.
I'll take it.
Hey, you
I'll
put
be
on the
taking it
mask.
over.
I'll be taking it back when we get a different mask because I
uh,
want the black one for aesthetic.
You get more AC from this mask than you do from all your other sources combined.
Nice.
What mask would fit my aesthetic? Would it be the green?
Oh, also, you
Is
should
it-
put your shield back on, Basilius.
Yes. I will hold the mask out to you and say, well, Ryochi, I believe the mask would benefit you the most to have. I shall forge a contract to ensure you do not feel tempted to use the controlling powers of the mask.
All right.
Right.
I don't want to control dragons.
Well, it's best you don't have the ability to in any case, in case you get some sort of possession effect.
All right. Would
Oh.
contract stop me from doing that? And
No,
Yes.
but it could.
Possession?
It can't stop you from doing it, but it could make it so that if you do it, you die.
Thank you. Lovely.
I don't want to control dragons. This gif.
What the fuck, Dinky? What the fuck is
Oh god!
Where was that?
I literally googled bad dragon.
Of course.
Why would you Google that?
Well, not Google. I put it in the GIF search.
Yeah, no, of course. I'm gonna scroll up to stay away
I
from
will
that.
delete it. But still, that's the reason Lee wants to control dragons. Hey, you guys have the same AC now. Basilius and
Oh my
Ryochi.
god. Oh, nice.
Okay, enough with the very soft and peaceful.
Oh, that's
music.
me without my shield.
At least Ryochi doesn't have to be worried that much about being squishy anymore.
He was never that squishy to begin with.
He did have 16 AC.
That was kind of squishy.
He had enough health and at-will invisibility.
So, gang,
I'm pretty sure I
I
remember
have-
killing something that had at-will invisibility.
that
Yeah,
was the
that's where he got
boogeyman.
his ring from.
Was that the boogeyman?
No, it was the Dragonborn, the
Oh,
Dragonkin assassin.
Oh, the Dragonkin assassin. Yeah, you're right.
Who
I-
just
Now,
took-
Lee, you need to
took one
draw a
step
mask,
backwards.
a black mask on your character.
Okay. I love the idea of like a super cool edgy dragon mask, and then there's just like fuzzy
A cute
fox
boy
ears
underneath.
coming out of it.
Now I'm ruling the cult.
I am scary. Fear me. It's like 5 foot on the dot.
Puts the mask on. I'm no longer baby. Now I want power.
Back to the noble villa.
All right.
I will inform Siobhan of what the deal. Oh God, I almost dragged everyone. I almost
Alright.
pulled her. I almost pulled
Siobhan-
his act.
Oh. Siobhan is agreeable with the deal that you make. Why are you going to Gaxon?
Because the grid was misaligned. Ah! I go to talk to Siobhan and I get pulled back astrally to my chair.
Big master hand comes down and picks you up like a fucking, like a miniature.
I can't believe that's how you represent the supreme being of the universe. Yeah.
Next on our checklist is to take a quick stop by the dwarves.
The dog puts his paws up on your leg, Ryochi, while you're sitting.
Oh.
Kick it.
Don't do
No.
that.
You would,
The dog.
you wouldn't dare. Look at that face.
I still want to believe this thing's
Would you
some kind of
kick
eldritch
Kinky's
creature.
IRL dog?
This is a picture of my IRL dog. Yes.
No, it wouldn't. I would kick Tanky IRL, but not his dog.
He
His
would
name,
like that.
His name is Beaky.
God.
Very good dog. All right. Oh, you going to visit your family, Basilius? That's first. Nice.
No, I do that all the time. Tomorrow we
on
will
screen?
go to the dwarves.
All right. Would anyone like to do anything before the day passes?
Oh,
Speak to anyone? Do anything specific?
that's great. You know the thing Basilius did to find his wife? We're gonna put up like the same kind of message.
All right.
Looking for waifu.
It doesn't have to be immediate though. It could take a while.
Male for female.
The way it sounds is so weird.
Why is there a
There's-
big circle of circles down here?
Where?
Oh, I was testing Gork's fireballs. Or Grog? Wait, I don't remember which one
Gorg.
it
Gorg. Gorg.
is.
Hey, I have twice a day fireball now.
Really?
Yeah.
Damn, that's actually terrifying from coming from you.
Where do you have that from?
Spellbook.
The lore, lore bard, librarian bard. I don't know what it's
Oh.
called. I add a fireball to my spell book.
Oh, I just realized. You're 10th level, right?
Mhm.
Ryochi?
Yes.
You can use
Yes.
that spell thing twice a day now. Instead of just
Nice.
once per day. That was the original boon that we wrote.
Yes. I think I remember that.
So, anything else? Anyone else want to do anything? You got this whole
Oh.
mansion. I don't think you've even been in half the rooms.
I think we've been.
We got a sauna. When's the last
We've
time
been
you
in
were the s-
there.
Yeah, you guys
Oh,
were in the
we did.
sauna.
We were in the sauna. We've gone to the sauna a couple times.
I think
Awesome.
how I want to think is we usually go there after like serious fights to detox.
Yes, Ryochi?
I think you're gonna enjoy this. I can now cast Bestow Curse.
Mm-hmm. I think you're gonna enjoy that.
Yeah, probably.
Yeah. Definitely.
Bestow curse Katarina.
You'd probably be murdered on sight. Just saying.
Just do a very, just do like a not obvious curse, like bestow curse intelligence.
You would
Bestow
fall
Curse-
unconscious.
Well, it can't go below
Bestow
one.
Curse, she has like a one of her feet is slightly smaller than the other. No
I
one's
mean,
ever gonna
there's
know.
nothing stopping you from bestowing cursing like a very, very minor curse. bestow curse, your pinky's now like a half an inch longer than normal.
Yeah.
You do that to
your
random
thumbs-
citizens.
Dude, I should start doing that every time I perform. Because I have Spell Song too.
Do you have spell song? You do. Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Cool.
I might hang out in the sauna for a bit right now. Fuck it, why not?
All right. Might as
Every
well.
time I perform, I curse someone who have slightly longer toes.
All right.
We
Azrael
gotta-
chills out in the sauna for the night.
We gotta take
Basilius-
Katarina swimming.
Basilius spends time with his children. One children. A single
Still
children.
one.
You know what I want to do? I want to take her to the pool.
Okay.
The dog is in the sauna for some reason.
He's not having a good time in there.
No, probably not. at
Dogs do
all.
not cope well in heat.
The
No,
dog is
like,
just soaking wet.
like I'm sort of falling asleep, and I just know, my hands are laid out, and I just feel like a wet rag next to me. I'll just if he's
Dog
out,
is desperately pawing at the door.
oh God, how did you even get in here?
You let him in. He came between your legs.
Yo, that's literally me.
Well, most of the time, Azrael's is probably drunk.
You left
or
the door
getting
open.
drunk.
Alright.
Yeah, there was a guard here. I'm not sure why I didn't notice at all.
Basilius and Katarina. Basilius, you want to take Katarina swimming in the pool?
Yeah, why is the dog in the pool?
It's cold in there. I suppose you guys have an indoor swimming pool.
Yeah.
It's not that big, but it is very nice.
Yes.
Alright. So, you spend some quality family time. Azrael spends some quality time alone without his family.
Well, he's putting out a notice to look for family.
Ryochi and Grim discuss the finer points of being mostly animal. These guys opposite sides of furries.
Yeah.
Full animal, only a little bit.
You've got the good furry and the bad furry.
That's depending on your view on that, honestly.
That's true, from a certain point of view.
Because some people might think this is the good furry.
But if you think this is the good furry, you definitely wouldn't think this is the bad furry.
Yeah, no, definitely.
It's a threshold.
The dog is not in the pool. He needs to refresh himself after being blasted in a sauna.
He's still just like paddling around. Katarina's having a great time. She loves the dog. What's the dog's name?
I remember calling it Biscuit.
Biscuit. Okay, there. I'll rename it to Biscuit. All right. Basilius is in like a one-piece, like 50s bathing suit.
Like with stripes on it and everything.
Katarina plays with the dog in the pool. She has a great time throwing the dog slightly, and then the dog will swim back. It's like Fetch, but with the whole dog's body. And it caused Azrael physical pain to laugh at that. So, the 24th of Mirthul comes around. And you would like to fly, assumedly, or teleport, to the mountain of Geglodir and deliver the message that you promised you would deliver in a week's time.
Yes.
If you can get there in one, we actually don't even need to do a scene for this. Because I have a new and improved flying random encounters event.
Oh, cool.
Well,
Okay? You may attempt to transfer your matter a long distance. It's 96 miles.
170. I can teleport 175 in one go.
All right.
I'm go over Gigglet.
Yeah, you're just like. Oh no. Oh god. There you go.
The map is, the map
This is why you don't use tokens for it.
So, you arrive, and you pass the letter to a guardsman, and there actually are guards outside now.
I would like to hand deliver the letter.
All right. Well, you're let inside. You have a pass.
Mm.
Let me get rid of this real quick.
And it's less a letter, and I think it's like more like a,
A
short.
treatise. All right. You hand deliver it to one of the Dwarven kings,
Mm-hmm.
and
Ugh.
then, because you have a second force point, you can teleport back. It only takes like 20 minutes to travel 96 miles.
There and back.
Yes.
Man, it must be a pain in the ass trying to ambush us because you can just teleport most places.
It also sucks for the crew because they don't get to do anything. They basically just maintain the ship so you can teleport. You could have just been by yourself that whole time.
I actually could have just straight teleported there myself because I can
Yes.
personal teleport. I probably would have just personal teleported.
So, gang, you have 6 days until the meeting. Is there anything anyone would like to do or set up before everyone arrives? It's the 20... Actually, wait, there actually might be a holiday to celebrate.
No.
There's no holiday between the 24th and 30th of Mirthul. You guys
the
miss
fuck?
Liberation Day. I guess none of you guys are orcs. I guess Gorg would have celebrated Liberation Day. Because
I don't think Gorg's not a tusk breaker though.
Gorg is a Sea Orc, yes.
But he's not a tusk breaker.
That's old wording. That should be Sea Orc.
Oh.
Because the Sea Orcs, that's the day that the Sea Orcs freed themselves from slavery in Kaimos. Oh, we're actually getting pretty close. In 20 days, it'll be the summer solstice, and then the mystery of night.
Mm-hmm.
That'll be a nice day. We'll have like a big candle lit, sing and dance in Chandler Cross. Actually, there are no major religious centers for Mahenna in Chandler Cross. I guess there would be at the cathedral to the south. There would be
Yeah,
a
but-
festival there.
Yeah, but they don't care about us much.
Well, they would still have the festival, and people would probably go because it's the only place nearby that
We
follows.
we have
another.
actually not heard a word from them.
Well,
Why?
it's because they stopped.
Mhm.
Yeah, they've been doing their own thing. They still exist. In fact, they've
Yeah.
taken care of many small issues while you guys were gone, like fighting monsters or
They've been behaving.
yes. You were able to not talk them down, but essentially ignore them to the point where now they're not even trying.
Like y'all hear some?
So. Okay. 1 sec. Let's get a meeting music, I guess. Let me Google that. I'm gonna look that up. Meeting music and see if something pops up.
Azure will probably try to get dressed in his best clothes possible. Probably not smell like like he hangs around corpses.
Alright. So. The day of the 30th comes. Also, what you just posted in Not Safe for Work is absolutely true for Ryochi.
Yes.
Now I gotta see.
Ryochi, can you not see the Not Safe for Work channel?
I think he chose not to see it.
He
may
gives
have.
himself the role and checks the channel and then removes the role from himself
Oh,
every
you know
now and
what's
then.
hilarious? I have a role that forces you to see it.
Why?
1 sec. There you go. Now you can see it. You have the adult role. There used to be a role where, depending on the age of the person in the thing, I would give them adult or child role, and that would prevent them from seeing the Outside Fork channel.
I still can't find it. I can't see it if I'm blind.
That's good. Think you
So-
removed the adult role from you.
Yeah, suck on that.
Wait, did I remove it?
Yes.
Oh.
You
By
added
the
it and then
way-
immediately removed it.
By the way, yeah, that picture fits Ryuichi to a T.
Look at that little creature in the bottom left. I like him the most.
Yeah, it's just vibing in a bucket.
That's the dog.
Yeah, that's probably is the dog.
So, a large procession appears in Chandler Cross on the day of the 30th. Both airships, as well as groups teleporting in, carts. The city of Chandler Cross is bustling with activity.
Mm-hmm.
Let's get some music. As you lead everyone in, I believe you're casting Magnificent Mansion to lock you guys away. So that no one
We
can bother-
we cast it a day or two ahead of time
Okay.
since it lasts like a full week.
Oh, here's one. I have a music thing, Bardify, which is my favorite D&D channel because they make specifically D&D related music. It's made of a specific type of song called Tense Negotiations.
Ooh, nice. Oh wow.
This is super tense.
So, who would like to go to the meeting room?
Me.
Same.
All I needed was one person because I'm going to go to the map.
What if none of us said yes?
Well, then I would have sat here. Chandler Cross. Here it is, the meeting room. Get ready, because it's going to have to load a lot of people. Tell me when you are loaded in.
Loaded.
Stuck at 99 right now. Come on. Load.
That new art for Zatep.
Nope, same art.
Hmm.
He has his bodyguards now, though. One of them is actually sitting down, because it's just him.
Loaded.
So, the procession leads in. The guards take their stances behind people, and the air is tense. It's very clear that there are a lot of people in this room that really don't like each other. I will introduce you. So, from the top, clockwise, over here we have the delegates from the Scardale Revolutionary Union. We have second in command of the Revolutionary Council, Minister Jumcha. Originally a Shao native, now living in Scardale.
Yo, cringe. Why the fuck are there Shao people here?
There's one Shao person.
No, Ryuichi.
Oh, yeah, I forgot. Then
Wow.
there's the actual leader of the Revolutionary Union, Chairman Von Chakan.
I love that name.
He is the Grand Chairman, elected Grand Chairman, and leader of the Revolutionary Army as well. Behind them, we have their elite secret police. They both canonically have eye patches.
It's a magic item.
Yes. Over here, we have two large faces of the dark. By the way, you can mouse over people to see their disposition towards you.
Oh,
Not their names, but their disposition.
Oh yeah,
we
one's red and one's
we can
yellow.
only see their name, not their position.
Oh, really? They don't have different colors when you mouse over them?
Yes, one's red and one's yellow for me.
Yellow
Oh,
means
they
they're
are.
neutral. Red means they are hostile. One second.
Why is it?
I gotta change
wait,
the
is it-
to friendly. There you go. Because this is an actual mechanic that will be happening.
Not sure
Carvon's
why-
the only one who dislikes us here.
Stonelord, the ones who are friendly, we'll get to them. So we have Belinda and Carvon Darkhope. They are two higher ups in the Darkhope family, although they're not actually in charge of most of anything. Carvon is a duke, and Belinda is his wife. They rule an area around the eastern part of the Darkhope lands. Here we have the delegation from the Republic of Scardale. 3 members of the Senate, all from different areas around the Republic. We have Senator Winterwood, a half-elven older man. We have Senator Ta, a very large and boisterous-looking human man. And we have Senator Moonshine, a younger-looking human. And their guard as well. They have paid mercenaries.
Okay.
We have Stonelord Hargrip from Geglodir. You probably would have met with him when you were delivering the letter.
Og.
We have Zatep, Grand Counselor Zatep, from New Razmaran, and his hands.
He has 6 of them.
He has 6 hands, plus the 2 on his body. He has 8 hands.
Oh my god.
We have, of course, Ryochi. He's a cute boy. Grim, he's not so cute.
I feel like Grim should be here.
True, Grimman technically acts like your bodyguard most of the time.
Well, he's on the council.
I know.
And then we have, of course, Dark Promise guards, and also Cavril is here.
You should probably change his name because it's just as Necromancer for me.
When you moused over, oh. Boom.
There we go.
And you have more guards, Azrael, but most of them are invisible.
Oh. Oh, okay. Oh, okay.
Those are battle wraiths.
I did not know that. Okay. I would probably inform the rest of the
yes.
council members
Yes,
of
they're
this.
aware of it. Cavril is here just so that they can actually be here. All right. You sit down. There was a tense quiet as the meeting comes to a stop, or it comes to a start. The doors are closed and magically sealed shut by an unseen servant. You now have the rest of the session for this meeting.
Basilius places his hands intertwined together. Thank you all for coming to my humble countryside for this meeting. I probably should have planned a speech or something.
The chairman here speaks up. The pleasure is all yours, or the pleasure is all ours, Mr. Basilius. I am
Yes.
finally excited to meet you.
Yes. Well, we can keep any personal meetings and pleasantries for after this meeting. I believe there's a very pressing matter to discuss here. We are at this meeting to obviously discuss the dragon armies that are pressing against Scardale and threatening the entirety of Akroon as a whole. Our nation is divided. We are segregated and suffer constant infighting between ourselves. Should this continue, each and every one of us will fall. I have summoned everyone here to attempt a grand ceasefire and unition against the Imperium.
Senator Ta speaks up. He says, as he sort of stands up slightly with it, he says, "A ceasefire has already been granted between these folks," he motions with his hand towards the SRU delegation, "and the Republic. Is anyone here else at war?" Everyone kind of looks around.
I don't believe anyone here is at war. However, we are not forming a united front. Even if the revolutionaries and wait, what is it? The SRU and
The Republic.
even if the SRU and the Republic have a ceasefire, I'm sure neither of your nations are working together to address the Imperium. And that is what we need to do.
This woman speaks up. Belinda. She stands up and says, "How do you expect us to work in a united front with, she motions to the SRU, with brigands, and she motions to Republic, and a group that sponsors terrorist actions?" Senator Winterwood immediately pipes up. "The Alliance to Restore the Republic is not representative of the Republic's decrees and actions. They are extremists, and we do not support their actions." She says, "I find that very hard to believe when you're the only people that haven't been affected negatively." She sits back
I
down.
do believe this is not the issue we should be discussing. Any of our given opinions on each other are not what needs to be brought to the table. Do you believe if the Dark Hope family could hope to compete against even the current forces the dragons have, much less when the real armies arrive?
Carvon speaks up. "I see no issue working with them, but I wish to be granted assurances that such a front will not simply result in a weakening of my family's resources."
And that is what we are all here to discuss. I'm sure everyone has similar opinions. What happens once the war is over? Do the people who have sent the most resources end up in a neutered position because their militaries are so much more weakened than the others? Do we get do the groups who contribute more come out worse?
This man raises his hand up to get your attention. "The people of the SRU, we are willing to commit our full force," he says, "if that is what's required. Despite our misgivings with others, we understand this greater threat is more tangible," he says, sort of fumbling the word, "than our more ideological threats."
After he speaks, I want to kind of glance towards the Dark Hopes. Kind of a general indication that they should speak next.
Belinda sort of cocks her eyebrow and says, "You say this, and yet this very week, revolutionary soldiers are hassling and attacking caravans on our border." Juam Cha speaks up and says, "The actions of individual revolutionaries have no stay on our greater goals. If such people are acting within your border, perhaps they are your citizens, not ours. Belinda seems vaguely insulted, but not enough to cause a fuss.
Um. What do I say next?
Out of character, I wanted to see. I wanted to try seeing if this is just a suggestion, by the way. If we could ask Belinda if she has solid proof that the
The answer will be no, and it will just insult her.
yeah, that's why that's why I said it was a suggestion. I didn't want to probably say it out loud.
Yep, and you guys can all discuss before Basilius or anyone says anything. You're allowed to metagame this, because this actually is a very important meeting.
Okay.
Mm-hmm.
Everyone here has their own things they want from this meeting, and their own gripes with everyone else.
Mm-hmm. We're here as the people with the least political influence, or least political ties to any other group. We're here the arbiters. Especially since we called this meeting.
Yeah.
Senator Ta interrupts. I think that's not exactly the case anymore. You've invited the representative of Geglodir and these Razmiri. They affect the Greater Republic the least.
Wait, what is he saying that in response to?
You saying that you have the least amount of political...
No, that was out of character.
Oh, okay.
No.
Okay, I was gonna say, the voice sounded very much like Basilius.
Sorry, no, I was talking to Merasmus.
Yeah.
Also, has the word of us helping Razmir already spread? It happened like a week ago.
It was a decently sized battle.
Yeah, but it happened a 10-day ago.
I mean, people have heard about you two teaming up, but not the exact specifics of it.
They know we've teamed up to fight the Imperium.
Yes.
Okay. So I think we should, the next step, we just continue going around the board. We want to hear each person's address for what I said. So I want to kind of notion towards the senators.
All right. Repeat
Hear their
again what you
voice.
said.
I forgot. It was, what was it? It was what sparked
that we should start working together, and any our own gripes with each other should be put away for now. Something similar to that.
Yeah, and then Jumin Cha said that they're willing to work with anyone.
Yep.
Dark Hope yelled at them about having revolutionaries in their borders.
The senator, as you motion toward, Senator Moonshine speaks up. As you know, the Republic and its remnants have suffered the greatest during this invasion. And yet, she motions toward the SRU. Despite what these revolutionaries, she says sort of indignantly, say, they have been at war with us for months. Even when only signing a ceasefire because we could not fight both sides. We had to make great concessions, including monetary concessions, to them. Despite what they're saying about offering to aid. The chairman snaps back. That war started before the Imperium arrived, he says. And we were not the ones who started that war. We simply finished it in a way that was the most beneficial to us.
Okay, so most of the people, out of character by the way, most of the people have a gripe with the SRU.
I believe so. I think because the SRU is the revolutions. I thought the anarchists were coming with a representative.
What representative? They're not a united group.
I don't know. You said the anarchists were sending someone.
I said they might send someone.
Okay.
But you control all the anarchists nearby.
Yeah, true.
And the whole
Wait.
the whole thing about the anarchists is they don't have a united group. They're all
Well,
independent.
they obviously do have a united group because they control um
Well, no,
200 square miles
they're-
of land.
they're not a massive force. They are individuals that
I know.
basically are ignoring each other and not fucking with each other.
Yeah, so
They're
I can
essentially
see.
they're essentially quote unquote neutral in this conflict.
hmm
And yes, it would make sense that the SRU is the one that has the most gripes towards them, as they are they essentially took advantage of the collapse to seize a significant amount of territory. And also, politically, they're very, very hostile to pretty much every other faction, even you guys.
They are?
Ideologically, I mean.
Okay.
They're not actively at war with you or even necessarily against you right now, but their ideology and yours cannot coexist peacefully.
Yeah. Well, it is obvious everyone here has our gripes against the SRU. Ideologically, fuck, I can't. I'm such a bad speaker. They are the most opposed to each and every group here. We have our ideological, economic, and otherwise issues. But I once again say those need to be put aside for us to have a chance at this war. Out of character, the SRU has a very strong military, right?
They currently have the strongest military. Simply in terms of numbers, and as well, they control the industrial heart of Scardale. They are the most
The Scar, right?
the Scar,
Mm.
yes, which is a large area that is essentially polluted due to industry.
Uh, However, the SRU controls what is clearly the strongest military across Scardale, and without their support, all of our nations may very well crumble. Whatever your issues are with them should be put aside for this meeting.
Carvon speaks up. He says, I would hardly consider the SRU to be the greatest threat in Scardale. Peasant mobs are no... They're not going to stand up against a trained army. Especially not one like the Imperium holds.
I was not referencing them as their armies as a threat, but as a resource.
They're the same thing, just for different sides.
What? Wait.
That confused me a bit.
He's saying that resource and threat mean the same thing. Basically, you're just on the different side.
That, by its very nature, means it's not the same thing.
I mean,
I don't know.
It
Moving
basically
on.
means
Yeah,
they're-
moving on.
Alright.
Yes, but the semantics of the issue will not apply when we have swarms of dragons attacking the nation, Mr. Darkhope. Oh, is that bad? Or is that a bad title to address somebody by?
A duke, yes.
Okay, What should I say, Mr. Carvon or
You say duke.
Yeah, Duke.
Duke?
On.
I'll just say Duke.
Senator Winterwood speaks up. We have all, in our ways, done something to fight the Imperium, yes? He motions at you and at the SRU, and even at the Razmiri and the Dwarves. He says, is this the case? We have all fought in battle against them.
Yes. we have begun raising the first armies that my nation has seen to fight the Imperium.
We all, despite their gripes with the SRU, he says, the Darkhope family and their constituents have never once raised sword against the dragons. I think it's a little hypocritical, Duke Darkhope, for you to attack so verbally others for their military spending and use when you yourself have not spent any. Carvon seems to look, Carvon looks at Winterhope with a sort of scowl and says, there is no war front that we're fighting at the moment. We are the most secluded from their armies, and with the winter as it was, there was no way to fully move so many troops at once.
Well,
Hold on, character. What about the dragon cult in the right there in the map in his territory?
well, I plan on addressing the dragon cult, in a moment once I get everyone on kind of.
They mean the Greater Imperium.
Yeah.
Okay. Yeah, sorry. That seems me being an idiot.
Or even outside of the greater, I mean, guys, yeah, we even outside of the greater Imperium, there's just like the intention of doing so, right? Like our nation has clearly raised arms. We've mobilized forces of orcs to slow the approach. We've aided Zatep, etc. Even if we haven't directly attacked the Imperium itself.
And the Darkhopes, they have done well, and the Republic's been attacked, and the SRU has, aided as well. Specifically, they've sent troops to help with the Republic now that they're at peace. The Darkhopes have done nothing. They've literally not raised a single soldier to do anything.
Well, now that we are at this meeting, we can make amends for these issues. The Darkhope can make up for their inaction with action to help us defeat our common foe.
Indeed, Carvon says. Our forces will now be fully committed, now that the winter has ended. Zatep speaks up. The winter ended months ago.
Let us move on from that issue and speak of the future, not the past.
Indeed.
1 second, let me bring up the DNS map. Now, with that accord settled for the time being, we have two pressing issues in our nation. We have the Eastern invasion of the Imperium pushing hard against the Republic, and we have the new cults that have sprung up in each of our regions.
There's a general agreement.
My nation has crushed the cult that sprung up near Beckinsale, and we have allied to crush the Black Dragon. What was his title?
Black Dragon Worm Speaker.
The Black Dragon Worm Speaker found in Resmiria. Gesteret, the Ryochi's mask. We have also spoken to the Metallic Dragon Gods to get their aid for the war. The splinters of the Dragon Cult provide where they may not be as large of a threat as the eastern front of the Imperium. They present an imminent threat in their ability to splinter and spread taking down our nations from the inside out. Uh, I, my military is the weakest of anyone here, I believe. We are working to remedy that to aid the Imperium. However, my council is made of my friends I have made in my time as an adventurer and, in the past, a Hell Knight. I can lend my personal support to crushing the cults of the draconic cults that have popped up around, so that the other, well, so that most of the forces of our combined nation can help focus on the Imperium to the east. I'm gonna kind of get a vibe check around the room at that.
All right, they say, we'll go clockwise. The SRU chairman speaks up. We are currently moving against the cult within our borders as we speak. Within the week, the battle should commence to siege their fortress. They are populating a town directly above the Scar. An old abandoned mining town that they are fortified. We
Okay,
should be
out of care.
attacking soon.
So out of character, if they spread quick, that could be bad since they're close to the Scar.
Mhm. But however, the SRU is also the most poised to handle them.
Yeah. So they could probably deal with it decently well.
Uh,
The only problem is we don't know which of the other cults have dragon masks.
we'll find them. We know where. I believe we know the most northern one has the red dragon mask.
Yeah, we know
Nope.
that one at least has one, but we don't know about
The red
any
dragon
of the
wore
others.
'em.
The Dark Hope speak up. As well, by the time of our leaving, we were currently in battle with the Dragon Cult. It's only a matter of time before our superior soldiers are able to quash this rebellion of sorts.
I'll nod and glance towards the senators.
The senators, Ta speaks up. The issue with the cult is that they're widespread among many Republic centers, as well as the Eastern Front being an issue. We are currently sending troops we can and requesting aid from Daggerdale to deal with the southernmost cell. We have no word from Daggerdale on how they are handling their own cell.
I'll nod. I don't believe. Actually, I'd like to hear. Um, Grand Counselor Zatep.
Yes.
You and you are now poised as one of the only other nations with close enough to deal with the northern.
He nods. I know what you're meaning to say, and unfortunately, with the departing of our Lord, our nations are too weak, both in army and in morale, to deal with this force. Any attempt to try would be the collapse of our military as we know it.
Would you be?
We lost simply too many soldiers in that last battle.
That's fair. All right.
The only other closest people are the Republic and the Anarchists.
The Republic is not in a position to deal with them.
Yeah, I know. I'm just saying this out of character. There are
Oh,
only
yeah,
two.
yeah.
The only two other closest are the Republic and the Anarchists, but we don't know anything about the Anarchists.
So they're not really a nation.
There, yeah. But we might be able to speak to them about rallying their people. But that's something we have to worry about later, not at this meeting.
All right. 1 second. Let's see. It is. Yep, it's almost 9:00 p.m. So I can bring these guys in. All right. Mid conversation with Zatep, there is a flash of light here, and a tear in space as someone plane shifts into the mansion. I
Oh,
think
Whoa.
I should have a say, shouldn't I?
do I recognize these people?
No, but there is a pit fiend now in the room.
But do they have any religious iconography on them? I could probably recognize.
If you'd like to give them just a second, they will introduce themselves. There is a man in a obsidian mask and long flowing purple robes. And then there is a man with iconography of Babylon all over him and a jewel embedded into his forehead. Behind them stands a pit fiend wielding a flaming sword. The man speaks. I think I have an equal amount of say here, don't I? Why was I not invited?
I apologize. Would you care for an introduction?
I am Manchun, Lord of the Black Network, the Zentarim.
What do I need to roll to know about the Black Network? Or
That'd be knowledge, history, or local.
okay, give me a second.
Come on, roll high.
I had to look up if you could plane shift into Magnificent Mansions, and it turns out you can.
Oh, I rolled a 15.
With a 15, you still know.
I rolled a 20.
Yes. So, long believed to be a cabal of quote-unquote evil wizards, priests, merchants, and rogues, the Black Network is a major worldwide cartel that specifically has ties in Chondath. Specifically, if you look over here at the DNS map, if you look over here in the southwestern part of the DNS map,
Yeah.
Oh, yep.
this entire part of Daggerdale is ruled by the Black Network, the Zentarim. And with a 20, the Dark Wizard Manchun is the archetypical sly-tongued, sinister, and decadent master spellcaster. He is a master enchanter and has ruled the Zentarim for over 200 years by essentially cloning himself whenever he got old.
I want to kind of say this before anyone else has this chance to like stand up or get angry. I don't believe we're in any position to decline anyone who wishes to come. Why don't you take a seat, Lord Manchun?
There is sort of an unease. Senator Ta speaks up. What say does the Zentarim have in these matters? The Pit Fiend also to be his guard.
I don't believe we had any way of contacting them.
Indeed, Manchun says. This is my second-in-command, Fazul Shembril, soon to be the Hand of Babylon. He says, and this is Abarix, he motions at the Pit Fiend, a servant of mine. He says, I think that, due to my position in all of your nations, I feel as though I have an equal say. My resources could be much more use than yours. So I've come here and invited myself, seeing as the Black Network has its ties throughout both Imperium-controlled and controlled by you lands. I'm simply here to listen and make sure that anything that is decided is also beneficial to the Black Network.
Should the Black Network aid um, the Scardalian nations in this war, I see no issue in having you here.
Indeed. My agents work well within your nations. I believe you've worked very well with one of mine. He motions to you, Basilius.
I nod.
A man named, what was it?
It is LZ.
Yes, Alzed. A agent of mine you've been working with for quite some time.
Yes,
I did not know that.
I assume so.
He says, the Zentarum is eager to pick a side. As our position in Daggerdale is getting slightly more tenuous. I am close to abandoning the project altogether. He says, ruling a nation is much more issue than it's worth. I have sent my clone, he motions towards himself, and my second in command here, to discuss a agreement.
Any objections to the Zentrum having a seat at this council?
The chairman says, Duke Basilius, you can't be serious. This man is a con man and a thief, and a monster. He's no worse than the fiend behind him.
Would you rather the nation? Do you?
Manchun pipes back. Would you rather I aid the Imperium?
That's what I was gonna say.
Yeah, I was gonna.
They have
I want
plenty
us
of
to-
gold, and that's all I care about, friends.
I personally don't see a problem with him joining him. It's a lesser of two evils, so to speak.
How flattering.
I'll wait a moment to see if anyone else says anything.
Everyone is clearly nervous, but does not speak up.
Well, Lord Mansoon, if you would not mind, I would like to continue the discussions with the nations,
Of course.
and we can put the matter of the Black Network at the end of the meeting.
Please, continue. I'll just be listening.
Okay.
I won't even interrupt.
Okay. Where were we last before he appeared? We were discussing dealing with the fragmented cults and
You did, yep. That's what you were doing.
well, then back to the discussion of the cells around our nation. I will what's my arm? Wait, let me check my armies. A majority of the cells in the regions are then taken care of, aside from the many cells plaguing the Republic. The main unaddressed cell is the one to the far north. I will focus my efforts there, and then bring my forces downward to aid the Republic in their cells.
Manchun raises his hand.
I'll nod at him.
I have agents currently working in Daggerdale to deal with the cell there.
Wonderful. Well, with any luck then, that cell shall fall quickly.
Indeed.
Um, I want to gesture to the senators and say,
Oh, is Zach here
Uh,
now?
The
Yay!
oh, feel free to give input out of character or in character at any point. Um, I mean, it is better that nobody kind of just interjects randomly, because as like shards of my kingdom, it might look bad. But you are also clearly free to speak at any time.
Yeah.
Um, does this plan seem amicable to you all? You are the most vulnerable to the shards in the current moment.
Senator Tal speaks up. This would be amicable. It seems as though Daggerdale is unable to give its majority, or to give a majority share to us, due to their wars with the East. And now, with the Riverlands falling and Galt soon after, it is only a matter of time before the heart of the Dales is struck. I fear that if Featherdale is conquered and destroyed, not only will we suffer from food shortages, but there will be no other nation able to hold them. As the most militarily inclined of the Dales, Scar and Daggerdale are the only hope here.
Um, um, cha- uh, wait, who do I address? So wait, the minister has been speaking more than the chairman, correct?
They've been speaking about an equal amount.
Either or probably would work.
The minister doesn't speak Trondathan really well.
Oh,
The chairman has been speaking mostly.
Okay.
And
chairman,
this whole thing has been in Trondathan so far.
I'm surprised they didn't cast speak local tongues on him before the meeting. Then
I could probably cast it if he's fine with it.
I think it's
He
kind
understands
of,
it, he just doesn't say it really well.
Oh,
Yeah.
Okay.
It's,
I think it'd be kind of out of place to offer.
He has an accent that's kind of hard to understand.
And I think that's fine, obviously. Chairman Duke, if
By the
you
way, just so that no one's super weirded out, the Pit Fiend goes invisible.
I am more weirded out by that.
Yeah, that's actually scarier.
Okay, never mind then.
At least we know where it is.
Actually, I assume none of the guards have weapons drawn. They have just weapons ready.
They have them sheathed. They were readied when the Pit Fiend appeared. Then when the Pit Fiend put its weapon away, they put
Okay.
their weapons away.
That's exactly what I was
know?
going to address. Did the Pete Fiend sheath this weapon?
You know what
Um,
makes me weirded out? This guy's a Stoken.
He's gonna staring at you. He hasn't blinked
Uh-huh.
yet.
He's totally Fazul is completely insane. He's like an intensely devoted follower of Babylon. He's the leader of the cult of the Black Prince,
I don't
Mhm.
like him.
which is the Babylon cult that ignores
Ah,
the
he
lawful
probably
side.
hates me.
Yeah, he
Oh,
ignores
no,
the
yeah, he-
lawful side of Babylon and focuses on the tyrannical side of Babylon.
I'm pretty sure that cult hates me.
Yes, they do.
Yeah, no, probably. He's probably staring at you the most.
That's why his Stoken is
He
like
is,
that.
he is gunning to be the hand of Babylon soon, so that'll be nice.
I do not want to be the hand because I don't think I represent enough of Babylon's aspects. I want to just be his servant.
So you don't want him to be his hand either, because he only.
I think he
one
would be a very
aspect.
bad hand if he ignores half of Babylon's aspects.
What's it called? The Cult of the Black Prince focuses less on the domains of law and oaths, and instead focuses on the tyranny aspect, ruling different groups from the shadows and attempting to subvert thrones and guilds with their own members,
Mm-hmm.
which fits in perfectly with Zentarum.
Yes. Okay. Whoa, where was I? Duke Chairman. We I will remain in close contact with you all regarding yourselves. If my armies are to go north, on our way back south, after hopefully dealing with the northern cell, We can lend aid if your battles have not settled.
The Duke nods to that. I believe that would be amicable.
And glance at the chairman.
The chairman nods and says, hopefully that will not... Hopefully it won't come to that.
Hopefully not.
The SRU is confident in our tactics.
Okay, so next we have, I will say,
Manchun loudly cracks his knuckles, but doesn't interrupt.
Can I get a general vibe of Manchun?
Oh, he's vibing. If it was proper to have his feet up on the table, he would.
I speak as
he
he
knows
cracks
that-
his knuckles. I speak over it.
Yeah, as he knows that nothing can be done to him. He's just listening.
It's like that one kid in class.
He could slaughter everyone in this room.
Oh no, yeah, pretty much.
I mean, we have what fucking 17th level enchanter, 3rd level wizard, 3rd level archmage, 17th level cleric, 3rd level anti-paladin, pit fiend.
They
then-
can clear out the room in
Well,
minutes.
okay, Grim could kill any of them.
If they got close enough, yeah. Maybe except the pit fiend.
No, Grim could crush that pit.
Really?
I think so. Let's take a mock battle right now.
No, we're not doing that. But
I am confident that Grim would win a fight against the pit fiend.
okay, well, we'll figure it out sometime.
Hopefully not. Pit fiends are cool.
Yeah.
Stone Lord.
I.
You have promised me should the Imperium close in, you would mobilize your forces
Aye.
against them.
He says, Dwarven strongholds are hard to penetrate, if they don't wish to be, and our mountain is in a perfect position to hold the western peaks, or the eastern peaks. However, for that to even be the case, it would require the Imperium to have moved through the entire Republic defensive line.
I would request the Imperium is spreading northward, threatening to overrun the eastern front of the Republic through a split assault. Is there like a giant map on the table, or is the table empty?
There's maps enough for everyone else. He says,
Can they be like magically set so if you mark any location, it marks it on every map?
You have like 100 invisible servants.
Okay.
So they all individually move pieces, like game pieces.
I want on the dagger and Scardale map. I want to like gesture, around like this.
Okay.
Kind of. I assume we have like dragon pawns. I'll move the dragon pawn around through the orcs, and then over here and press against the Scardale Republic. They're threatening to pincer the Republic. Should they penetrate through the north? We've begun devoting a number of our forces to defend the area, but the land is vast and hard to claim. We've pushed the orcs out. We've pushed the orcs of the mountains out and further east to inflict as much harm upon the Imperium as possible. Although orcs are far too unpredictable to say how effective they'll be. If Gegladir could aid us and form a wall to the east to help defend the Republic there, that would it would help the war immensely. Although it would be many of your soldiers leaving your well-defended home.
He's Stonelord says, we have the forces to defend, but unfortunately, spread thin, they aren't as effective.
How much is a fort to set up? I gotta see if I have enough money to do this. Terrain improvements. Fort 24. Devote pact. Yes. I will pin this text. And say, we could construct a fortress here, with quickly built up with magical development, and create a three-pronged defense here, here, and here. Could your soldiers populate a fortress if we were to do that?
It would be. We could handle it, yeah, but it would not be nearly as effective as Geglodir itself.
I believe Gegladir is simply too far west. Relying on your nation to defend our western front would involve a loss of half of the Republic.
Senator Ta talks very loudly over that. It says, "Why not simply send troops to aid the Republic's defense, rather than set up a new defensive line, concurrent with us?"
We need. The Imperium will pierce through any holes we leave. Sections of the nation left underdeveloped will be. What's the word I'm looking for?
Swallowed, overtaken,
like holes.
gaps, or
Flanks.
Will be
Footholds.
footholds to penetrate through. We will obviously aid the Eastern Front itself, but we need to stop the Eastern Front from becoming a Northern and Eastern Front. Or do you disagree?
I don't disagree, but perhaps with a... We're currently on the defensive now. Perhaps with a strong push, we could create a... He motions at the thing, the map. Perhaps with a strong enough push, we could attempt to envelop them on the coastline. Manchun pipes up. I don't think that's going to work. According to my intel, the first place the armies of the Imperium will arrive is right here. He motions at the city.
Manchun, do you know where the Imperial is coming from?
I do.
Would you be so keen as to aid us with this information? I'm sure it would help assuage many of our participants' fears of your allegiances.
He will show you. He pulls on the map, and magically it becomes longer. I'm going to screen share.
Yep.
Tell me when you can see the screen share. Well, it's the quickest one I can pull up. The other one takes like a minute to load. Because it's 700 megabytes. He says, the Imperium's main forces are located here. And they are traveling, by boat mostly, or by airship, this way.
There's nothing to the north, right? North of our river, basically.
Beast folk, maybe. It's so
Okay.
fucking cold up there.
And I assume the
The
Imperium.
northernmost village you know of is Rangogaki, which is a village of ice adapted water ganassi or undines.
And we know the dragons do not deal well with the cold since they're from a very like hemispheric area.
Probably not well. There's no actual mechanic.
Yeah.
There's no like biological issue because they're not cold-blooded, but probably the only people that would be fine with it would be people with cold resistance, so white dragonborn.
Mhm.
But they Manchun says, according to my agents, they have a staging ground here on the Moonshay Isles, for which they use to attack. They're going to stage their armies on the Moonshay Isles and launch a full attack on all fronts at once. This information has been provided to me by a very reliable source within the Imperium Army.
I have no reason to doubt your information. It's a very logistical path and makes a lot of things clear. I do not believe you are lying to us.
Manchun says, if that is the case, Scardale will be the first hit by this wave. And the way you're all squabbling right now, you won't survive a day.
We will not. Basilius thinks for a moment, stroking his chin.
Scratching his stroke. Basilius has a stroke.
I'll give anyone else a moment to speak.
Any other players have anything to say? He has been quiet for a while. Zach, Lee, Azrael.
I'm good. Yoichi is arm candy.
You actually should have been in the.
Good.
One of
He grabbed your tail.
Zatat's bodyguards has been getting closer and closer to the tail for the whole meeting. Just isn't confident enough to try to pet it.
Then it's been very slowly, just
Like
inching.
he's moving
forward.
like a centimeter every 10 minutes.
Do any of the other counselors say anything with this reveal of the armies?
They say they just seem more worried, but they don't have anything to add.
In that case, I believe all of our the nations need to focus as devoutly as possible on the Eastern Front.
Oh, I get it. That's the name of your nation.
Yes. God, what do we even say here? As soon as the cells are finished, we should rally each nation should rally their units to the east. Actually, can we get
the chairman speaks up?
Can we get names for each of these cities?
Yeah, one sec. The chairman speaks up and says, oh, gotta go open. I have to open map tools.
Yeah.
The chairman speaks up and says, How can we be sure that Manchun isn't lying? He says, it's possible he's here to make a deal, so he's telling us the worst possible option.
And how would defending our Eastern Front be the worst possible option?
He says, that's not what I'm saying. He's telling us the worst possible option of invasion. What if they land somewhere else? What if they land where they did before, at those camps to the south?
Do we have a world map in this?
Yeah, sure, why not? It's a magical mansion. You can summon whatever you feel like.
No. In this,
Wait,
in Foundry,
In Foundry,
they
no.
are winning to the south, correct?
they're stalemating.
They're
themselves.
stalemating in the center. They are winning in the south. They are winning in the north.
They
they're
are
actually-
winning in the north.
They're winning against
Oh
the
yeah,
Republic.
they're crushing
Okay.
Scardale. I mean, look at this. This has been like 3 months. They've won all this land. If they land,
One sec, I gotta
in-
pull up a map.
yeah. Well,
Well,
I'll give you a moment.
The map
before I
tools is taking a while because it's been a while since I loaded it in.
speak. I think what I'm going to respond to him about, I think I'm going to say, this is out of character. Even if they land in the center, a number of dragons will undoubtedly be sent to the north. Especially if we've retaken land, they will focus more assault on us because we've posed that we are a threat. Focusing on a solid defense to the east and retaking this city, as well as the land here.
And by the way, these cities are just the major cities. There's plenty of villages in between.
Yeah, but they don't matter.
Not logistically, no. Okay, I'm naming
what
the
do you-
cities.
Yeah, what
I've
do you
named the cities. This is Culled, Valmeadow, and this is Orly. Which other
Okay,
one
and
do you
then
want
this
to name? This one? Okay. That's already been taken.
Yes. I'll also want these two named. It's left and right. Can you just name each of the cities on the eastern front? Like anything remotely around there?
Sure. Let's see. Let's start with the coast. The coast. Kilmarnock.
Have we had reports of dragons in this area, in the northern, like above where the Imperium is on the north?
Not really. Let's- I'm sorry, I'm renaming all these.
You're good. Take your time.
I'm gonna go grab some food. I'll be right back.
Okay, all the areas on the eastern front are now named.
Okay. And even if the Imperium arrives in this in where their camps have been focused, that's like here, right? Or down here? Like in
Way
this
down
area?
here to the west.
Yeah.
Or to the east.
Even if the bulk of the true dragon armies arrive closer to the southern dragon camps, if we pose a large enough threat to be overtaking the Imperium in our region, dragons will undoubtedly cut a segment of the dragon armies will undoubtedly come here. I do not so even in the case where we are being lied to, putting the plan of overtaking the Northern Imperium is still poses its own risks. And then if we are not being lied to, taking called before the dragons the entire dragon army appears there, poses death and destruction to every force stationed.
Manchu nods in agreement.
Whereas, if we focus our forces on defending the east, um, station units from along Vale Meadow, and attempt to reclaim Chillrock, focusing on removing this splinter, we can solidify the eastern front of Scardale. This is
That's
sun,
sunrise.
from Sunrise to Ubin Falls.
There's a general nod and murmur of agreement. That's what I'm here for, Manchun says. I'm willing to offer significant resources and loans to those in need. Especially to the Republic, who I believe to be in debt soon. Isn't that right? Senator Ta speaks up and says, "There's no assurances of that yet."
Oh, Monsoon. I would appreciate if we could save these discussions for the end of the meeting, as previously discussed.
I'm sorry, I wasn't there for the first part.
Oh no! I asked him to keep like the business discussions about what are the
Zenterum.
Zenterum for the end of the meeting to address him.
He nods.
Okay,
All right, I'm back. I'm sorry. What did I miss?
not much.
You gotta say when you leave, by the way.
Yeah, I'm sorry. It's just
Yeah,
it's something really urgent at the moment.
We agree. We had a general consensus that everyone, after taking care of the cells, each nation will focus their efforts eastward. We will heavily fortify each city from Sunrise to Vale Meadow, retake Chillrock for a united front, not like for the Republic, and then fortify Ubin Falls, so that each of the far eastern cities poses a significant force.
The chairman speaks up. And what then, he says, when we fortify the eastern front and then Daggerdale collapses? Lacombe and the southern tip of Scardale will be vulnerable. There are no assurances that Daggerdale can handle it, especially with the Lord Manchun, he motions towards Manchun, still controlling a significant portion of their industry and population.
Manchun, you mentioned you have vague intentions on removing your rule from the West.
He says, "Yes, I did mention that, didn't I? I was hoping for a more profitable venture in controlling a nation, but it's much more expensive than it looks." He says, "It will be up to the constable now. Not me. I'll be pulling my ties out. If Randall Morn wins the roof fight and the constable gives up, I won't intervene."
What did that mean?
So,
Out of character.
the constable, aka, one sec, Jesus, I have to pull up Daggerdale. So basically, Randall Morn is the now king,
ruler.
the true ruler of Daggerdale.
Yep.
He overthrew the puppet king that Manchun cloned and made basically his servant. And the western half of Daggerdale is currently ruled by a man called Constable Tren Gnome 4. He is a fighter, etc., etc. He's a human man. But he was put into power by Manchun to essentially be the military governor of Dagger Falls. And has essentially been fighting a war against Randall Morn to seize the other halves of Daggerdale, basically.
So what is this nation called?
It's just called Daggerdale. No, it's called Dagger Falls.
So this is okay. In that case, would Dagger Falls stop its war with Daggerdale in the close future?
He shrugs. Manchun says, "I told you. I'll be pulling my ties out and giving Dagger Falls over to the constable." He says, "It would be up to Randall Morn to win the fight. If the constable is so determined and wins, taking all of Daggerdale back again, I'll simply step back in. But for now, I will be ceasing my payments to Daggerdale."
Could I implore you to what was the constable's name? The Dagger
Tren.
Falls leader?
Tren.
Tren?
Yes.
Could I beseech you to push Tren towards allying with Dagger Falls before you pull your support?
I could be convinced of such a thing, but all men could be convinced of anything. What is it worth to you?
All right, what do we offer?
This also will affect the Dagger Falls game.
No.
It won't end it, but it will weaken the Zents there.
Yeah.
Which is good for you guys.
Yeah. Well, it also depends on what we do for them.
How
They
far
might
in the
just
past
come
is
back
that game?
It's actually not that far. I believe it's
Oh,
actually...
it's only 10 days away. It's
Yep, it's happening concurrently.
7 days before us. Actually, well, it's now 17 days in the past.
Wait, no, because it's actually 11 days, because I haven't updated the thing. They spent days in Red Rock. So it's actually on the... Yeah, it's actually on the 19th of Mirthul, currently. So actually, yes, whatever happens here will directly affect this game concurrently with everyone else. One sec, I'm gonna get something to drink real quick. I've been talking for a lot of people. I'm back. I'd be willing to, if your government were to take a significant investment in some of my business.
I want to ask what type of business that could be.
Slavery.
The Zentrum, I can actually tell you the areas the Zentrum is focused on right now. One sec. Let's see. View world. Important organizations. Worldwide criminal lawful evil Zentrum. The Zentrum, controls many trade caravans, shipping companies. They strong arm competition. They provide illegal goods like slaves, drugs, poison, weapons. Let's see. A Zentrum access to nearly unlimited resources of all kinds, numerous smithies, weapon makers, magic item creators, etc., etc. Firearm producers. They're basically a pretty standard cartel, but they just do it better than most other groups. They deal drugs, slaves, magic items, especially rare magic items. as well as strong arming villages or markets to dealing with them or dealing by their rules. They're a pretty standard evil cartel.
We already have our ties to your organization, and we are willing to open more in-depth arrangements after this meeting, if it aids against the Dragon War.
Really? Alright. If I have your word, I'll see what I can do.
You have my word.
He nods. He says, "Then I will see what I can do to make sure that Tren sees the error of his ways in ruling all those poor people in Dagger Falls."
Oh, I clicked the wrong map.
Oh, your eyes went somewhere else.
Oh god, he has metagame information.
Scary. No. He knows what we think at all times.
Manchun sits back and again exits the conversation.
Well, with if that's the case, with any luck, Dagger Falls will be able to focus purely on the eastern front. Basilius kind of glancing around the room. Basilius is making it very clear that he's doing whatever it takes to take this, fight against the Imperium here, right?
Mm-hmm.
With that, there's only so much we can do in the present to defend against our fronts. Should Daggerdale completely fall, or when we see the cracks that Daggerdale is falling, even with its ability to focus on a single front, we can come together to focus our soldiers to the south. But for now, it would be foolhardy of us to preemptively fortify those locations when the east is being pushed in front of us.
There is a general consensus of agreement.
I'm so nervous here. All right.
Why?
I don't know, just in general, talking to people.
You literally chose a character that talks to people. That's your
I
whole job.
know.
It's your whole job.
I took over a character that talks to people.
Technically, yeah, he's true about that.
Look, when we started kingdom building, I asked to be the head of religion, and the party told me no. They said, "No, you are clearly the king here."
Well,
Wait,
of the characters,
I have a gif of Manchun showing up. One sec. Here he is.
Is that like the cat's actual, or it looks like it's
Yep,
painted?
I actually know that cat. That cat's famous on Twitter for having a little bandito mask.
That's awesome.
And a mustache.
And a little mustache, yes.
Okay.
He's a thief.
All right. So, dun. Our next issue, is a question poised towards the Republic and the SRU, the orcs of the Spiral Mountains. How are your nations faring against them? We have found them growing more. Their wargs have been growing much larger recently, at least to the north.
He says,
Who?
Who are you addressing?
Both SRU and the Republic.
The chairman speaks up and says, first, the orcs of the mountains are currently no issue to our nation. There is currently debate in the council. He motions towards the chairman, towards the minister.
Mm.
There is currently debate in the Ministry of Foreign Affairs if orcs are meant to have the same rights as humans. He says, due to that, we've put a hold on campaigns of exterminating them. He says, there are many arguments that they appear sentient enough to form their own societies, despite their predilections, and many in the ministry are hesitant about extermination of a species, even a violent one.
I can personally weigh on that issue to you if you wish. I've had business ruling over orcs for a number of months,
He says,
but we can save that for later.
we have many experts currently in the work, but I'd be willing to hear your opinion.
I turn towards the Republic.
The Republic says, Senator Toss speaks up. We've had our issues with the orcs, and their position is making it very difficult for us to move troops. The cities of Blackburn and Briar Glen have been under orcish control for years now, and the people that live there, I believe, have all been exterminated. The cities are likely only fortresses now. With a major push, it could help our logistics. Unfortunately, due to their position, he motions at the map. There is a significant detour required for us to move any sort of issues, or any sort of troop. And now that the dragons have cut off the pass below Ardglass, we would have to march through enemy territory to move supplies to our eastern front. If perhaps there was a military operation, a joint operation, to free the center area of the Southern Republic and put it back again under Republic military control, then the Eastern Front could be more easily reached. For now, no nation, other than yours, of course, Duke Basilius, has any direct connection to the Eastern Republic.
I will have my soldiers, before we embark towards the northern cell, we will clear out these the orcs along this region to the south of Gegladier. With the SRU's help, we can hopefully create a road through that area to help connect the northern front of the Republic.
At most, he says, Blackburn would need to be taken.
Oh yeah, I'm proposing a short-term plan while everyone is preoccupied with their cells.
He nods.
If we were to take the orcs here, with the SRU cooperating, you would be capable of marching your units to the north as well as the south, which could greatly expedite your process of fueling the Eastern Front.
He nods and says, unfortunately, with how long Blackburn and the city of Blackburn and Briar Glen have been taken, I believe that the cities will need to be razed and burned. There's no one living there at the moment, and the infestations could be harsh.
Yes, we will address Blackburn once the cells have been dealt with. You see that I'm motioning it just at like these, right?
I know.
Okay.
But
I'm
I
making
mean,
sure because
he's still worried about this whole blob.
Oh yeah.
This is still an issue every single day.
Yes, I understand how great of an issue Blackburn. What is the city?
Briar Glen.
Can you rename it?
It's actually the city where Azrael's parents lived.
Oh, yeah, they're dead. Oh no, they fled south. Right?
They
They're
fled.
not
they,
dead. They're
They
refugees.
fled to the west.
Are you gonna rename it?
Yes, I just did.
Oh, there you go. I understand how great a threat Blackburn and Briarclan pose, but as I said, everyone must be focused on themselves for at least the next upcoming month. I am merely proposing this temporary assignment to aid you. We can once our forces have come through, wiped out the northern front, and done what we can to aid anyone else whose cell still exists, I will personally help you burn Blackburn to the ground.
Okay. The Carvan Darkhope speaks up, the Duke, and says, when will concessions be done? He says, I am more than willing to aid you all in your groups and with my military forces. However, I need assurances of concession.
I believe the most basic things that we should outline in this agreement are a treaty between our nations, not just immediately following the war, but for the next few years to give everyone a chance to rebuild before the infighting continues. To enable to ensure no capitalization of the war is done after the fact. And he's asking about us paying him for his help, right?
No, he's asking about how is the land going to be split?
Okay.
Touches Darkhope land.
Um.
Basically, everything
Oh.
that is taken was just under the control of the Republic.
Once the war is over, large swaths of land will be up for grab, and undoubtedly, a majority of it, both previously belonged to the Republic, and the Republic will be in the best position to seize much of the land. And my nation will similarly be in a position to seize much of the North. I understand your concerns of territorial gain, and I would propose, once land has been redistributed, the nations that gain the most of the territory could pay tariffs to the other nations that aided in the war. So everyone can benefit from the...
Senator Ta speaks up. With what payments? This war will only bankrupt us more.
Payments of product regained in the future, not of what we have at the moment. You may be heavily indebted, both of us, yourself and I, will suffer. Everyone here will suffer heavy losses and possibly great debt. But once the war is over, once land is reclaimed and taxes come in from the reclaimed land, that can be what is split to the entirety of Scardale.
All right. Senator Winterwood speaks up. And how can we be assured of these concessions?
Why is he asking that?
I'm worried just the same for everyone's safety and their health. He says, I know that our differences may be strong, but I do not wish to see people starve so that we may gain more.
He's the one who's going to be paying.
I know.
Okay.
I know, he's just a nice guy.
Okay.
He's just worried about everyone. I mean, not just the people here, but also the citizens they represent. He says, perhaps there could be some kind of accord drawn up when the war ends. I know that it is said that some in the Devout Pact can draw such accords even without the help of outsiders.
I am capable of making soul-binding contracts. Yes. Myself and a few members of my church. Babylon has granted us this boon.
Interesting.
Do I see any
Manchu
reaction
says.
from Chernobyl or
Manchu
Manchu?
and Fazul are both interested, and they sort of discuss with each other quietly.
Okay,
Carvon
yeah.
says.
How are the Dark Hopes reacting?
Carvon sort of stands up and says, I will not risk my soul over a deal with that I could not be able to pay. I will not risk my soul or anyone else's soul for something that cannot or will not be paid to me. He says, if they do not deal, if they break their word, as I believe they may, they will be what? Banished to oblivion? To eternal darkness?
So doesn't want any responsibility, basically.
Yeah,
What are you
he's
saying?
basically saying, like, so we're gonna sign this, and I'm basically gonna doom them to agony if they don't pay me.
Well, out of character, if I remember correctly, it doesn't specifically have to be them being banished, right?
I mean, if they break the contract, your soul is claimed. That's just how all devil contracts work.
Okay. Because when we were making the pact with the party, it was like specific forms of torture between us.
Oh, it was
And also
it was
your soul.
effectively eternally. Yeah, it was you're fucked forever. You're gone. You're dead.
Okay.
No coming back. Worse than hell. Wait, so
Worse than even your
so
afterlife.
the accord only benefits him though, right? Because
Yes.
and he doesn't.
He would.
So he's worried about damning other people's souls.
Yes. He's not all a dick.
He basically wants peace of mind. Doesn't want like any of that to be on his conscience.
Well, the exact terms of the accord can be worked out in the moment. Should all parties not wish for such extreme measures for punishment, they do not need to exist. However, I believe Senator was merely showing his devotion to the cause in his suggestion.
Carvon sort of sits down, and is quiet once again.
Yeah, I think that was a good response.
Yeah, I think that calmed it down generally.
The chairman nods back here and says, whatever the terms, I'd be willing to pay them. He says, Zetep and the Stone Lord both also agree.
All right. Then we will all be in agreement for an accord to be drawn as the war closes. For discussion of repayments for all nations, both to gain in land and to gain in money.
Minister Jumcha speaks up for the first time in a bit and says, could we draw an accord to have the accord?
Absolutely. That is. Uh, that is certainly.
There is no assurance such an accord would even occur without assurances of accords. I think emotions.
Basilius
Accordception.
raises his hands and conjures a contract from the air. I can do such at any time. We can draw an accord here and now to have the accord as well as guarantee each nation's alliance for the given future.
So, okay, there's a few people that can sign that accord right now. Zatep can, the chairman can, Manchun can, technically. These guys cannot sign it.
Because they don't own the nation.
They would have to bring it to the Senate.
Okay.
These two cannot sign it. They would have to bring it to the Darkhope Matriarch to sign it. And Stonelord Hardgrip would have to bring it to the King, Gateglodir. But they could sign it once there, and that would allow you to know that they signed it.
I will create the accord. Like, I will quickly pin. I can pin contracts like really fast, right? Since
You can conjure them already signed.
Okay, so yeah, when I conjure them, it will have the terms already created. I will pin my name immediately and say we can distribute this accord. All those willing to sign now can show their devotion by doing so. Any incapable can bring it forth to the greater nations.
Ruchi, make a perception check.
Dude, you should totally fuck that hand.
Oh my god.
I let Lee fuck my hand.
Ryochi is just being molested in the background.
Just going for a little pet. Oh no. Ryochi, you think you feel something, but when you turn back, he's like, sort of just nonchalantly standing there. He's like weirdly close, but it's not that weird.
the senators.
Oh
Yeah,
yeah,
sense motive.
I guess. Yeah, you can.
I use sing.
He can't hide his motive. He did probably pet you.
I look back and I put my tail closer to him.
This whole side story is happening.
You whip your tail out from the table.
He will not go for it again. He will not.
I
not
do.
in front of
I
everybody.
do it very subtly.
Yes.
Stealth
That's what
check?
we'll say.
Takes bum at him.
One stealth check.
Okay, back to the actual story. I just wanted a little goof happening. Okay.
And the senators, and I am fine with the senators and the Duke taking their contracts forth to the greater nations they represent.
Senator Moonshine says, any such thing would need to be approved by the Supreme Chancellor.
I will pass the contract around the table to them and
Alright.
say,
guys
you
be
can
like,
take that to them.
Alright. She rolls it up and puts it in a case.
Oh, obviously I split the contract 1, 2, 3, 4, 5, 6, 7 ways before I give it to her.
The Manchun gets one and sort of picks it up and looks at it. Am I as part of this?
If you wish to be.
So this, he looks it over. This contract basically says that we're signing a contract to possibly sign a contract later.
Yes.
I see no harm in signing this. Do you, Fazul? Fazul nods, and says, make sure you read it over.
I swear upon our Lord's name, I've hidden nothing within it.
Manchun still takes a peek and looks it over. Throw linguistics.
Nat 1.
Sorry, that was Zetep's hand. That was supposed to be Manchun. Man,
And
he
does he
rolls
have 42 to it? Oh, he's
I-
high intent. High int and shit.
plus magic items.
Yes.
You gotta wear those linguistics items if you're going to a meeting. And also, this isn't actually Manchun. This is just a clone of him that will be alive for today.
Oh, really?
Yes. He's not gonna in person go here.
Yeah, no, I know that, but I thought the clone would like last longer.
Nah, Manchun does this shit all the time.
Just create a clone like, hey, go get me a beer from the fridge real quick.
It almost is like that. Manchun is the master on this planet of the clone spell. He will look it over and say, "Hmm," and he sort of casts a spell subtly. "Hmm, there is no hidden message in this contract, not even
What did he
invisibly."
cast?
He casts see invisibility. Try to see
Ah.
invisible ink. There is no hidden writing, magically or otherwise. I will sign such a thing. He signs. And he sort of folds it up into a paper airplane.
I catch it. I pass the contract to the
Alright,
tab.
yep, everyone
Hard-
signs it. Except for Carvun and the senators.
Mm. And now, it is obvious here, but not signing the contract here is effectively putting your nation towards not being part of the alliance. And I do believe we should work together against any nation that pits themselves against the alliance. I want to kind of glance around the room.
Everyone sort of also glances around at each other. But there's no immediate... there's nothing immediately said. Alice also looks around. She's happy to be here.
Well, with that said, okay, what's the next order of business? What do we want to? I think that is basically everything we need to discuss for the meeting. We have
Manchun
plan-
pipes up.
Oh, I'm sorry. Can you give me a second out of character?
Sure,
I think-
yes, of course.
So we have addressed each nation dealing with themselves, our position dealing with themselves. We have addressed everyone's where each unified force will go, the plans for fortifying our eastern front, creating trade passages through the lands to aid the east. We've even discussed. After the meeting, we'll privately discuss with a couple nations about a few things. Mentioned.
Alright, Manchun says, I personally wish for discussions forward about resources and where they will be placed. And I would prefer that none of this be private. I think it's only fair that if we're all going to be working together, then we should be honest with each other.
I think it would be fair. In the interest of
Transparency.
in the interest of transparency, each nation could draft up a what's it called in the U.S. Like State of the Union. Is that right?
Yeah.
Like, you're telling them, like, how much they have, how much they're committing, etc., etc.
Yes. Not we could each nation at A given point each month or each few months, a representative of each nation could, under um, under oath, give a report on the percentages of of each nation's resources devoted to this war.
Um, there is a sort of suspicion about that. Um, let's see. I think everyone would agree to that. Although, I think everyone would agree to that. Although, only for their army and weapon totals, not for any sort of treasury balance, etc.
That's acceptable. I think that is acceptable. I will as I kind of like lead the suggestion with Monsoon.
And also, both the Dark Hopes and the SRU don't want to tell people the location of their troops, only the amount.
Oh, I definitely don't think we reveal locations. I think just amounts.
Yeah,
ensure-
just in case some spying could happen. I think locations.
Many
left
people
out.
here bring up their issue,
With
especially with
Monsoon.
well, no, their issue with not Monsoon, but the Republic, and their tacit support for the Alliance.
What do you mean?
The Alliance to restore the Republic.
I mean, what do you mean? Like everyone's people bring?
Because people, despite what the Republic is saying, people are convinced that the Republic is aiding the terrorists, especially the Dark Hopes and the SRU. And they refuse to let the Republic know of their troops' locations due to that information not being secure, and it possibly leaking out to the Alliance.
Basilius will say, I don't believe we should reveal. I think even beyond suspicions each nation has of each other, we should not disclose locations of units and our forces, only proof of our participation in the war. Even if it's not a terrorist organization leaking the information or Monsoons selling the information out. No offense.
Oh, I assumed I wasn't going to be getting the information. I don't own any nations here.
I don't know. He's well, if you provide your support for the war, I believe if you provide enough support for the war, I believe you could be a part of this greater discussion at home.
Really? All right.
Trying to rope him in a bit.
Notoriously trustworthy man, Monsoon.
Oh, I mean, yeah, he's not trustworthy at all. But if we, by like putting this to him, it's, you know, I'm providing like distinct benefits to him for helping us, right? Even if he betrays us, and even if it's more worth it for him to support the Imperium in this, if he supports the Imperium, he supports the Imperium. The information we give him won't change that, right? I'll say this publicly. I will say, I believe you and your organization pose such a powerful front, magically, economically, and globally, that if you were to decide to betray us and aid the Imperium, this information would be of little consequence to your greater involvement in the war.
Manchu nods in agreement. He says, I think that's plenty fair.
Opposition, feel free to speak. I'm sure many of you are not so keen on such a business
The
having.
chairman stands up to speak. He says, I think that what you have said and specifically proposed has assuaded my fears. The issue I have with the Alliance and the Zentarum is one of little little importance when related to our existential destruction. He sits back down. The Dark Hopes do not voice anything.
Wait, so he's saying. Wait,
He's
sorry.
for the information sharing now.
Okay. So he okay.
Yes, because he originally assumed that troop locations would be shared, and now that you said, hey, why don't we just alter it so that it's not, he says, okay, that's a good idea.
Okay, good. And do the Republic say anything after this kind of like bold declaration I've made?
They never had an issue with it in the first place, but again, they state that the members of the Alliance are extremists and do not represent the views of the Republic.
they have that like preset recording.
Yes,
You just hit the play button on it.
The Supreme Chancellor has declared for all of their arrests and summary trials, and the members of the Alliance do not represent the views of the Republic and or their goals.
I will kind of say to them, I understand your stance on the extremists, and I do not mean in any capacity to imply you are working with them. However, the rhetoric going back and forth once more will not aid this council at all. Some nations here believe you are allied with them, and no matter what you say, you will not sway them away from their opinion. It is best we work with each other in whatever capacity possible.
The Republic had already agreed to what you said.
I know. I'm just saying to like
Gotcha.
stop them from repeating that over and over again. Alright.
Yo, you know what'd be a good beast folk? Sorry, this is my ADD talking. You know what'd be a good beast folk? Would be platypus folk.
They exist.
I'd want to play one.
Make one. They have poison barbs. They lay eggs.
They're little boys.
Mhm.
Make them small sized. Perfect. So there you go.
They get an innate poison that makes them cool.
True. Even though it's actually super dangerous in real life, but probably wouldn't be that dangerous in the game.
No, make it a D20 con damage poison.
It isn't
But
even
it's
that bad in real life.
But it's only a DC 5.
Literally, no one would fail it. That's like level 1 wizards. All right,
Dude, I have a level 8 with a -1 to fort.
that
in one game.
what's it called? That's accord is signed.
Augers.
Poggers.
Okay. I think basically every issue besides the Zentarum is taken care of now, correct? Before we move on to discuss the Zentarum here, does anyone else have anything they would like to bring to the table? Chairman, would you like to speak first?
I'm sorry, who?
Chairman.
Oh, the chairman? No, he has nothing else to add.
Duke?
He also has nothing else to add. It was pretty much explained.
Senator?
The senators discuss among themselves for a few minutes. And then Senator Toss says, I believe the accord has been reached.
I assume Stone Lord, Grand Counselor.
They both
Either of
nod
you
in
have
agreement.
anything?
Ryochi, you have anything to
Me?
say?
No.
Okay.
He's looking at this guy.
Anyone on my council? Would you like to? I look to my left and then to my right. Well, I believe we can now move on to the Zenturum. Manchun, would you like to bring your topics to the table?
Menshun will think for a second and say, well, as I said, the reason I'm here is to offer my resources at reasonable rates. I'd be willing to first offer a loan to everyone here. Low interest, of course, just as a sign that I'm willing to work. I have plenty of raw gold, if that's what you require, and that is how you pay soldiers, is it not?
All right. I believe um uh let's hold a discussion. Would everyone at this meeting like to discuss with Manchun these deals publicly or privately?
Manchun says, I would prefer to discuss them publicly. I won't be doing any private discussions with anyone here.
All right, then.
Let's start with you. He motions to Basilius. The Devout Pact, I'd be willing to offer a very reasonable loan of... actually have these written down. One sec. I'd be willing to pay you a very reasonable 300,000 gold pieces in a 5-year loan with a 15% interest rate.
$45,000 gold per year.
No. They'd be giving you a bulk sum of 300,000 gold, and it will be back every month. 15% interest compound monthly. Meaning that at the end of the 60 months, aka 5 years, you would pay them back 428,000 gold pieces.
So that is so they give me 300,000, and at the end of 5 years, I have paid them 3 million gold.
No.
No, that is the rate. Because it is 15% per month, which is 45,000 gold.
No, it's 15% altogether.
So it is okay. So it is total. So overall, after 5 years, I will have paid them 345,000 gold.
I literally have it calculated here. Let me just show you.
Okay, wait.
And he would expect a payment back every month of 7,136 gold pieces.
Minus, unless I'm paying extra.
Yeah, unless you want to pay extra, of course. But that's the basic payment. So basically, at the end of 5 years, you would owe him 428,218 gold pieces.
Basilius will nod and say, I'll keep that in mind. Let's hear your offer to each nation before anyone decides.
Indeed. Chairman, I know that you don't exactly agree with what I'm doing. I'd be willing to offer you the same at 20% interest instead of 15. The chairman and the minister speak before saying, "All right, next. Duke Darkhope. I can't exactly give you, or you personally couldn't give me any more money, but your leader, the matriarch Darkhope, could. I'd be willing to offer you the same deal at a 10% interest rate due to how closely we've worked together in the past." There's sort of silence that goes over the table. The Republic is one that I'm very interested in dealing with. I'd be willing to offer the Republic a sum no less than 45 million gold pieces. Or platinum if you request it that way. In a 50-year loan with a 20% interest. That should more than save you from the debt that you're currently in. I'll discuss with the Supreme Chancellor in person. The Geglodier and Razmaran, I have nothing for you. Although, Razmaran, I may speak to you later about a different deal. Menchun once again brings his gaze back to you, Basilius.
Basilius is thinking.
If you guys want to discuss that character, you may.
Yes.
And this is, by the way, this isn't BP. This is raw gold.
Mm-hmm. Which is unfortunate because that's not how we pay our soldiers.
So how much is he offering us in raw gold again?
300,000. However, it is raw gold, meaning he is effectively offering us half of that at 150,000 after converted to build points. And since we can't pay the loan in build points, we are at a huge deficit. The fact that the deal is in gold and not build points makes it a
Would you
pretty
like it to
shitty
be in
deal.
build points?
Yes.
Alright, one
If
sec.
it-
What's the calculation for 300,000 gold to build points?
Uh,
The thing
So
is,
if-
he has more gold than resources. So he'd be giving you... the deal would be for 20% less than 300,000 in build points.
Where is the incomplete? So if we were to put money into build points, it cost 4,000 gold per build point. If it to take out build points to gold, it's 1 build point to 2,000.
Okay, so it'd
Which
be
is-
the 4,000 rate.
So he would wait.
So I would give you a sum equal to 75 build points. And then, at the end of 5 years, you would have to pay back $107 build points.
And it would be effectively 1.25. We get 75 build points, and then every month we pay 1.25 build point to him.
It would just be rounded down to 1.
So yeah, it'd be so for 60 months we pay him 1 build point. Or no, that would be free money for us. It'd be how much gold do we owe total? You said
428,200.
no, sorry. Wait.
There's
let me do the
literally a
count.
calculation there.
Oh.
Every month you'd have to pay 2 build points a month.
Can we do pay him quarterly? Pay him 5 build points every 4 months?
He'd accept that. So you'd pay him 5 build points every 4 months for 2 years. 21.4 months. About 2 years. You pay him 5 build points every 4 months. Is that alright with everyone? And in exchange, you get a lump sum of 75 build points right now, today. Right before the month ticks over.
Yep.
Yeah, I think that's fine.
I mean, we have no issue gaining build points, although we're gonna start losing them quickly once we go to war.
Yes, it will be the extra build points. We will use a majority of it immediately in building farms to reduce the cost of our consumption.
Now, does the loan term start immediately or
Yes.
after war's end?
Right now.
Yeah, we'll pay our first 5 build points in 4 months.
Okay.
On the basis that we are paid in resources
Not 4
over
months. Every 4. Yeah, 4 months. Oh, then it's longer.
Yeah, it's still 5 years. It is 4 years. We pay him over the course of 4 years.
You pay him over the course of 4
No,
years.
we still pay him over the course of 5 years.
No, it's 21 payment plans. So that's...
Yeah, it's 5 years. It's still
Yep.
5 years.
Okay, gotcha.
Yeah.
You have 84 months.
Okay. Under those terms, that I assume we discussed this back and
Yes.
forth for a moment. Under those terms, I agree. We can have a contract bartered after the meeting.
All right.
Chairman?
The same discussion occurs. The chairman declines. The Dark Hopes also decline. The senators speak and say that they will talk to the Supreme Chancellor. The Stone Lord was not offered anything and therefore does not. Grand Counselor Zatep said he is willing to meet with Manchin later and discuss something other than a loan.
Probably something about divine power.
Yeah, probably.
But the other-
He's watch Rasmiria suddenly regain divine power.
I'd bet 20 gold on that.
What, you guys didn't want to pay 7,000 gold a month for 5 years?
Yeah,
I mean, we're still doing that effectively.
Yeah, just in a way that's easier to gain.
Mm-hmm.
You're not paying the gold. You're essentially trading some of your resource away in exchange.
With
Because
material,
he's
raw
giving-
so-
material.
For reference, how bad the deal would have been in raw gold, we would have effectively only received 150,000 and still had to pay 400,000 back because of how.
The conversion works.
Yes. Because we would have effectively only gotten 70,000 because we would have had to convert twice, effectively halving the money each time.
you could have also spent it on things that weren't build points.
Yeah, but what we need right now is build points for our nation.
Yep.
And this is what the loan is for, to aid the nation. Like he was obviously very wrong. Raw gold is not how you feed soldiers in Pathfinder.
Alright. Is there anything else that anyone would like to bring up or speak about?
No, I do want to. Actually, um, do I bring this up now? Give me a sec. I gotta think.
What do you want to bring up?
Do we try and barter with the nations for dragon masks?
Well, the deal is once the war is over,
We give the dragon masks we have to Konagars.
and if we don't do that now, then we're gonna have to find some way to later on convince them to hand those over.
Well, I mean,
If-
obviously,
if they
we
don't destroy them all.
no. If we don't
right.
get all the masks, we obviously only give the masks we are able to have to Konagars.
Or eventually, when you have to war these people, you'll take the masks.
Yeah. Yes. Konagarx isn't like evil, obviously. We give what we can give, and I obviously worded the promise in a way that I'm not fucked.
True. I'd say we could try seeing if they might be into the idea. Because they won't be really able to use them unless they capture a dragon alive.
Well, they can still capture the dragon alive. I don't think I should bring it up now. I think I should speak to each nation individually about it later. All right. Well, anything else you wish to bring to the table, Monsoon?
Monsoon shakes his head. I'll be seeing myself out.
I'll speak to you later. I'll speak to you soon.
Aberex, if you would. Aberex grabs onto Manchun and Vizul's shoulders, and he will plane shift them away.
He plane shift because of me.
Boundless reach before they go. I'm kidding.
Yeah, I like that he can plane shift because do you think he knows he can plane shift because of me?
No, he's been on the material plane for the last like 100 years.
Well, no, but he just left a different dimension. In order to plane shift back to the material plane, it would be impossible without Babylon's power that he gives devils now.
That is not the case. That would only be the case if this plane that you exist in, the mansion, was inside the cradle.
Oh, okay.
You can enter demi-planes normally.
Oh.
Yeah, you just couldn't enter any of the cradle realms.
I assume. What about elemental planes?
The elemental planes, like I said, do not exist.
Where are you summoning elementals from then? When you summon
Fury
them?
Heart.
Okay, yeah.
Which is a singular plane that combines all the elemental deities.
Oh yeah.
And also Malar's there.
Well, I believe this meeting is adjourned then. If anyone wishes to stay the night before they return home, there are rooms inside the mansion. If anyone wishes to speak to me, I'll be in the room at the end of the hall on the left. And then Basilius, will teleport over here and step out of the room.
Alright, the meeting is adjourned. And everyone...
I will wait in a side room to see if anyone comes to speak to me.
They don't.
Yep.
It takes, like, for 3 hours, Basilius is sitting in an empty room, and then Asriel pokes in and is like, hey, they all left.
Yeah,
I'm not in there for 3 hours. I give it like 10 minutes.
I think it'd be hilarious.
I would do that, yeah.
Hey, they all left. The other people who don't leave are the Dark Hopes, who request, like you offered, a room for the night, because they actually came here by chariot. Or by cart. The SRU leave immediately. So do Zetep and the Stone Lord, and the Republic officers meet with a wizard outside who teleport them all home.
Mm-hmm. How did Chairman come? Oh, I assume. Well, Chairman's a very short travel away.
The chairman came via airship.
Mm. And I assume Zatep came
Zatep and the
from.
Stone Lord both came via cart.
Mm.
Or by carriage.
I give Dark Room.
Actually, no. Zatep and his hands came by horse travel. Because they're pretty close too.
Um.
All right, we return.
Well, I'm thinking about talking to the Dark Hope family.
Would you like to? Here, let me.
Um.
Zach, these are just his extra security.
I guess I will. I assume the Duke will come to my office to ask about a room for a moment.
Yeah.
Uh,
He stepped in with his guards.
It was a pleasure meeting you, Duke.
And you as well, he says. Now, about these arrangements for me and my guards.
Well, with the rest of the council gone, there are private rooms for both for each and every one of you. I can show you upstairs. I will guide them to their rooms upstairs, and what do I ask? Do I know how long have the Dark Hope existed in Scardale?
Since the collapse, they were the people who originally owned the territory that you exist in.
How did it come to not be owned by them?
Because all of the mercenary groups, including the Flame Fang, decided that they didn't like the Dark Hope anymore, so they just took over.
Oh, so this is very recent?
Yes. They within the last 5-10 years.
Oh, that's probably why he doesn't like me. Have I glimpsed in character that he was the most adversarial towards me?
Yeah, maybe.
Can it make sense?
general-
Motive?
You could use the Force.
Yes. 30 cents motive.
Yeah, you could see that.
Tanky's pause. I've sensed some lingering regretments. Or some lingering resentment from you, Duke. Is there anything you wish to bring to me privately?
The Duke sort of looks at you, squints his eyes slightly, and says, no. There's no resentment at all. Now, if you'll show me to my room, please.
We are in front of this room.
Okay. He says, my wife and I will take this room then. They bring their bags and step into the room and close the door.
I guess you're at the other rooms for the guards.
They
Oh,
nod. And
you all have very nice rooms then. I hope you enjoy. I'll
All right.
step away.
They do so.
They get fucking like luxurious mansion rooms. One of them has a whole ass bath in his bedroom. All right. Now let's return to the mansion. To the noble
Oh wait,
villa.
I found a great GIF. I'm gonna post here. One sec. There it is.
I will say to you, Alice, you held your composure well there, my love.
She says, oh, yes, I didn't feel a reason to intervene. You handled that well enough. Plus, I'm not exactly used to all this yet.
Neither am I. It was very stressful, balancing all of the conflicting nations. My time in the Hell Knights trained me more for dealing with commoners than nobles.
All right. So we return to the noble villa.
Mm-hmm.
And that is going to be the end for today.
Mm-hmm. Kingdom building for the new month.
Oh, are we gonna do kingdom building?
Not right now.
I mean, I can.
You
We don't have
can.
to.
I mean
I don't have to.
the what's it called? Where's Azrael? Oh, he's
No
in the
court
sub.
events.
Huh?
The court
Yeah,
events
yeah.
and stuff will be done later, or they can be done in IC chat.
I say we do them in IC chat.
All right.
Um,
This court event with town turning actually this month.
we also should have a court event because we complete the bell walls this month.
We do.
I need you. Can you give me admin access on my other account? So I can edit shit.
Yeah, I gotta do that again.
I wonder when Manchun is gonna come speak to me. I expected him to speak to me right after the meeting, like I said we would, and then he just didn't come.
So glad I went 90 down the highway.
Like any good person should.
That meeting went so much better than I thought it would. I thought there was gonna be a lot more infighting.
Well, you don't know how much I had to tell myself this isn't Dagger Falls. Don't kill this interim. Don't kill this interim.
Don't try attacking.
I mean,
don't try
you wouldn't have
attacking
done anything. Oh, dude.
No,
Oh,
I
they're
wouldn't have.
they're definitely gonna ask me about like Babylon bet powers and shit.
Oh yeah, no. Like
When
I
we
would have,
meet.
I would have told you, after the meeting that when you explained specifically that you have the power to contracts, they were whispering among themselves. So
Oh,
they
I saw. I was watching them.